And we are live. Welcome into tonight's live stream, ladies and gentlemen, of the 2016 MotoOption Supercross Series, presented by Racetech Suspension, live here on Star Systems TV. My name is Kellen Brauer, and I may be joined in some occasions by the one, the only Race Karlin, who will be racing tonight. He is also hosting the event, so we're kind of doing a coercive effort, if you will, although he's basically doing everything. I'm just here to help him if he has any questions, as I did used to run races back in the day, but I'm sure he's going to do a much better job than I ever did at it, and we're going to get things all sorted out here on the stream. So if I could get a quick audio and video check, that'd be great. I'm just kind of moving the camera around here from on top of the Daytona International Speedway Stadium, and you can see the track down below. We'll get racing kicked off here in just a moment. With Race Karlin behind the helm tonight. No wheels, and obviously if you've been around the forums at all, you know that the track got released a little bit later this week. First of all, huge shout out to Checkers, who got the track map I believe on Saturday morning and started cranking out the track from there on out. He had the displacement done, if I'm not mistaken, by Saturday evening or Sunday morning, because then Race Karlin and Kyle Watts took into it and started working on the decals, and everybody did a collective effort to get the bales and everything placed in time, and right when we were set to get it packaged up, Wheels went out of town. So then they all had to get together and figure it out on how to package it with the packaging script that Wheels uses to run it. And they did a hell of a job, even though the track was out late. I know a lot of people were upset about that, but those guys did some tremendous work to get this track out on time, and they deserve a crap ton of credit. So even though it was out on Wednesday, yeah, you guys should definitely say thanks to the whole design team, Chris Riesenberg, Race Karlin, Kyle Watts, SMR, a little help from Wheels there, I know. Jay built the stadium, but he didn't have much to do with it this time around, so it's just a huge collective effort, and big thanks to those guys so that we can put this race on tonight. As I said, we will be getting things kicked off in just a moment. It looks like Race is got everything set up the way that it should be. We've got the heats loaded up, and things are looking okay. Should be good to go, so here we go. 450 Heat 1 is underway. I'm not sure if Race is in it or not. So he may be here, may not. Either way, he's in our channel, so if he decides to talk, that's his own discretion. And we're going to bring you guys 450. I totally forgot to change the background. That is Atlanta. I am a goof. I could... I don't know if I'll have time to change out and fix that, unfortunately. I'll see what I can do. I am good tonight. Thanks, everybody in chat, for letting me know that we are all good for the most part. Looks like 450 Heat 1 is set to go. I need to get to the cameras. There we go. We're off and racing in Daytona. Apologize for missing the start. Looks like Burkeen with the hole shot, but he goes right down. And Bemberg, the boss, with the incorrect naming convention lead, so we're not going to look at him too much. Jeremy Smith, broken wrist and all, holds down the number 2 ride right now on that TBR machine. And he's about to get passed by Spencer Turley, so Turley triples on off and gets by him. So we are off and running here at the Versus PC Daytona Supercross. Daytona Supercross brought to you this year by Versus PC. They've got the Triple Crown going on this year. This is the first round of the Triple Crown. We'll have more info on that coming up in just a little bit. But we are racing, as I said. There is Race Karlin, so the man behind running the event tonight sits right now in the 5th place spot. He needs to get up to 4th if he wishes to make the main tonight. Luke Heberlein, his teammate, is also in the mix. Former national champion Zach Dupuis also out there. I talked to him just a little bit ago and was giving him some crap because he did not qualify too well tonight. Former national champion, not doing well at Daytona. He thinks this track has nothing to do with an outdoor field. So we'll see how he does tonight. We got Rush Chapman, Hunter Root also in the mix. So Root, for some reason, again, I downloaded Team Volcom's pack and it doesn't work. So whoever's over there at the Team Volcom tent running the skin program needs to get their stuff figured out. We got to have these guys on the stream, defending champion and everything. I don't know who just joined my channel, not too sure what they're trying to do, but we're streaming right now. So away they go. And it is Turley who has the lead, but he has gone down. So here comes Luke Heberlein. Looks like he's going to take over that race lead on the 28 Splitfire ride. And Zach Dupuis now moves into second. Interesting to see the line choice so far, but he kind of easing their way into it. Hunter Root slots into the 3 ride. He almost gets in the back of Zach Dupuis. Look how close those guys all are going over the wall jump. As Turley and Chapman are following through, so this is your battle for the final transfer spot here between Chapman and Turley. Chapman goes for the quad, he gets it, doesn't gain any time though. That's kind of a interesting idea to try to do that right behind someone in front of him. Could have easily taken them both out. And now here he comes down the inside, and he makes the pass and puts Turley on the ground doing so. He drove it all the way in. Karlin slides out behind them. Here comes the 42 of August Sanders, another team whose skins I downloaded and are not working, so those guys are going to have to get it figured out for next week, as it is still the 28 of Luke Heberlein in the lead. So hopefully things are all good on your guys' end. I'm streaming nice and clear over here so far, as Luke Heberlein makes a big mistake, able to ride out of it clean. Here's Zach Dupuis in the number 2 ride, Hunter Root and Russ Chapman. Those are your transfer spots right now. Spencer Turley riding in the 5th position with Karlin in 6th. His teammate Dade Honeywell is 7th. There's Jeremy Smith riding with the joystick, as we've already alluded to, only one hand this week. Tyson Fresquez also outside of transfer. Ooh, August Sanders is, excuse me, lagging hard. Not too sure what is going on here. It looks like he's still moving around in some shape or form, but it's not catching up with him. So he must have been down. Here's the Dallas Supercross winner, Matt Burkeen. He's also in the mix, but he's a little ways back right now. He's running in the 12th spot. So he's looking at a trip to the semi as well with Tyson Fresquez. Good to see Casey Ollard on the 9.5 TBR machine back out. Casey was a phenomenal rider in 2013 in the MotoOption Supercross series. Never raced outdoors, never was good at it, so he's lost some speed compared to the other guys. But still very good nonetheless. I'm going to go back up front because I just noticed on the top of my screen we've got a lead change. Luke Heberlein must have gone down, and it is the 6 of Zach Dupuis leading. So as I said earlier, talked to him, and he said he's not feeling too comfortable on this track, doesn't feel very outdoorsy. Dupuis in his own right is a fantastic outdoor rider. I believe he's 3rd on the all-time outdoors wins list for Race Factory Gaming competition. And he's got a pretty healthy lead over Spencer Turley, who goes over the bars on the triple. He took Russ Chapman with him, and a whole host of guys got by. Root, Honeywell, Karlin, Chapman finally got going, but he just cased the quad and went down. That line looks like it does not benefit him whatsoever. He needs to stop trying that. And Luke Heberlein just tips Race Karlin, and they both fall over. So teammates, excuse me, getting involved there. So Turley was able to get back through. These guys have already checked out, as Dupuis has 2 laps to go now, working lap 5 of 6. Root with an earful of Dade Honeywell. Let's go on board with the number 17 ride at Dade Honeywell. Take an onboard look at the track. I know we didn't do a track preview tonight with no opening ceremonies, so let's see how Honeywell looks at the track here. Chasing down your defending MotoOption Supercross champion on that number 1 Team Volcom machine, Hunter Root. Working through the back end of the track here. We've got a lapped rider down on the right side of the track. These guys electing to do the little roll inside and roll. And they also hit these really, really rough bumps on the inside too. Here's a wall jump, very tricky, and then you have to come through and triple out after it. Dade making it look ever so easy, and now he's going to get right back onto the back of Root, who just made a mistake. Root able to nab the quad though, able to stretch it out just a bit more. Through some switchbacks, and then a little dragon's back, jump out onto the flat, and then a whoop section to the far end of the circuit. Oh, and Root, he tips over right in front of Honeywell, so let's see if anybody gets by. No, it looks like Honeywell's going to remount. Still in 3rd. Oh, but we got a lapper. Woo! Honeywell just flew under him. Now he's going to come to the inside of Root. Oh, he's in the versus PC. Bails there. Good action here as the white flag is waving. Your race. Oh man, Hunter Root down before the finish. I was just about to say that your race leader Zach Dupuis still working on winning this heat race as Honeywell is second. Root is stuck on the finish. He was third. Looks like he lost a couple more spots. Looks like Chapman and Turley both got by. So Root now outside of transfer. He's going to have to get one of these two riders to get into the main event. Not looking too good right now. Race Karlin cutting the track behind him. Does not gain a position, but he did go through that pretty fast. He's going to get some cuts. So Root on off, and I just noticed Matt Burkeen has come from way back to be in the 6th spot and right behind these guys. So any mistake from Chapman or any crashes, actually, Burkeen also could find his way into the main event right out of the heat race here. Burkeen last year's... Oh, Chapman is over the berm. He's trying to back up and get going. I was just mentioning Matt Burkeen is last year's 250 Outdoor National Champion. So Burkeen, no slouch. As we go up to race leader, it's the number 6 of Zach Dupuis. National prowess shining through here as he takes the heat race win. Looks like Honeywell's got second on lock as he goes over the line, and Root is in the final transfer spot at the moment. Can Race Karlin run him down, or will these guys have a fall perhaps to the inside? Turley blocking the line well, and in the end it is Turley, Root, and Karlin. Karlin missing out on the main event. Burkeen, he's going to cross the line in 6th. A 7th for Honeywell. Tyler Crane running in 8th. Rush Chapman is disconnected, I think, in 9th now. And a couple other riders going through. So Crane across in 8th. Here's Chase Donovan whipping it out in 9th. And Casey Ohlert, Boner Air in 10th. Nice little whip from Tyson Fresquez in the number 12 spot. Thrilled to have everybody joining us here tonight for the Daytona MX Simulator Supercross stream brought to you by Versus PC.com. Check them out. They are now sponsoring RaceFactorGaming.com, and a huge help. They're putting together the Versus-PC.com Triple Crown, which I will now explain to you guys a little bit more about that, as I made mention to that earlier. I apologize for the pause on the stream there for a moment. Alright, so this year we're introducing the Versus-PC.com Triple Crown, and the Versus-PC.com Versus-PC.com Triple Crown, a rich prize on the line from Versus PC. The stakes will definitely be raised at the 3 events headlining this series within a series, and it is kicking off Thursday night at Daytona, etc., etc. The prize includes an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980 with a Z170 motherboard and a DDR4 RAM package, EKWB desktop cooling hardware upgrade, or an Intel i7 Skylake 6700K processor and Corsair H Series combo. That is for the winner of the Versus PC Triple Crown, which will be run at Daytona, Boston, and Las Vegas. It's a little point series, so whoever scores the most points in the 450 class in those 3 races combined will win that prize package, which is roughly a $500 value. VersusPC.com really stepping up for this series. As I said, go check them out if you haven't already. They've been absolutely wonderful to Race Factory Gaming so far, and we're very excited to have them on board. Can't say enough good things about them. And yeah, definitely check them out. We'll be talking a little bit more about them through the night, as this is the Daytona Supercross brought to you by Versus-PC.com. So if you have your time going, you know, check them out. No harm, no foul. Zach Dupuis pinned at 66, jumping in chat there. Oh, I have obviously loaded in a tad late as we are off and running for 450 Heat 2. Apologize for that. Kyle Robb has an early lead on the 23. And he launches the triple almost to flat, just barely caught the end of the landing. And an invisible Bryce Whelan, we think, could be in second. He could be somewhere, not sure. Obviously, the lag is just awesome, and he is down in the rhythm section because he stopped moving. So it's Robb, Leake, Shipley, and Spinelli up front early. Jack Haley in the mix, Brady Stanley, Ryan Mahan, David Wright, and new Splitfire recruit Dennis Fjellberg. So Fjellberg all over the board this year. He's going to make the pass on David Wright and the 22 of Stanley and his new teammate Ryan Mahan. And then Shipley and Spinelli were down, so Fjellberg finding himself in a transfer spot already. I just want to touch on Fjellberg real quick. We had seen him the past few weeks riding that DF3 Yamaha entry, privateering it essentially after his Red Bull KTM team folded under Jay Andrew. Put in some really solid rides. He had a second at Phoenix. He also had a second at Dallas. Unfortunately, had a really rough main event last week at Atlanta. I believe he came home in the 20th position. However, he is now on board the Splitfire team, cutting the bales there. But he's trying to do his best to get himself fought into this championship hunt a little bit. Last time I checked, I believe he was 10th in the standings, so he's trying to get there. Former 250 Outdoor National Champion Dennis Fjellberg, as his teammate, number 23 of Kyle Robb, continues to lead. Last year's 250 East Supercross champion Kyle Robb, moving up to the 450 class this year, only raced a select few rounds so far. But he's hoping to get his name up there. Had a really great start last week at Atlanta. Actually was running second for a good while. Oh, good save, good save. And then the wheels sort of came off for Kyle. He faded back. I believe he still finished inside of the top 10, but definitely had a much better race going than what he ended up finishing. Let's see if he can turn it around tonight. The 53 of Craig Leake is trying to run him down. Really good ride so far out of Leake, who also had a great 450 main event last week. Was running up inside of the top 10 for much of it. And the humorously nicknamed Leaky Faucet runs in the number 2 spot at the moment. Jack Haley is in 3rd, and there is Fjellberg in 4th, so those are the transfer spots. Brady Stanley outside of transfer in 5th, as is Tony Spinelli, Ryan Mahan, Jeremy Shipley, who was your fastest qualifier tonight, in the 107s. 107.1, I believe, was his fastest time in the end. Hunter Root did not get the fastest time tonight, as he has been in the last few weeks. So Shipley, supposed to be on his game tonight, unfortunately had a bad start. It looks like he's outside of the transfer spots. Dominic Tiberino also up here inside of the top 10. Brock Hardy, looks like he got in. So I was talking to Brock maybe 10 minutes before we went live on the air, and it sounded like he got his qualifying lap time in late. So good to see that Brock actually didn't get his time in late and was able to make the line tonight for the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by VersusPC.com. We skipped over Bryce Whelan, but it looks like he is back and not lagging anymore. Mike Strelo outside of the top 10, as is Andrew O'Hagan, David Wright, Reed Young, Cody Darr making his first start in a Supercross, a pro RF Gaming Supercross this year. One of the former quicker riders in the game in 2012 in the 250 class, but has since lost some of his prowess as Brock Pappy goes down. We're going to skim back up front now, as it looks like, I almost said Leaky Faucet. As Craig Leake, he is on the ground after the triple, and he gets landed on by Brady Stanley, so these guys are going to get up, and now it is Stanley in the 4 ride. Leake goes back to 5th, as Rob continues to lead. Haley now in 2nd. Fjellberg is 3rd. Stanley 4th. And, Craig Leake a little bit off the track there. Got to be careful. There is a time to get there. He may have just cut it. And cuts could be a factor with how close some of these races have been. Ooh, Craig Leake. I've almost said Faucet now 4 times. I need to get that out of my brain. Leake with a mistake. Trying to hang tight here. Oh, we got a rider down. That's the number 110. Doug Oakley on the TBR machine is down. He's going a lap down, so he's not in this mix, but those guys nearly got collected with him. Yeah, we've got a question in chat. Why is there no track walk this week yet? So with the track coming out on Wednesday evening, fairly late Wednesday evening, and as I stated earlier, no fault to the track creators. They had very little time. The Daytona Supercross track map just came out last Friday. Checkers immediately started cranking it out, had the displacement done by Saturday. Then everybody started jumping in with the shadows and the bales and the decals and the statues and the stadium and the overlays and everything that goes into building these tracks. And it was just about all put together on Monday night, but we were still missing a few things. And unfortunately for the Race Factory Gaming crew, Wheels had to go out of town on Tuesday morning. And so he normally packages up the track and it was then left to the guys who have never done it before, but they did a fantastic job putting everything together. And unfortunately, the track came out a little bit late this week, but we're still having a good race so far, it seems. Anywho, with the track coming out so late, I had to fulfill my duties for Verb Moto. Could not do track walk because I had to get the virtual lap done, which head over to verbmoto.com right now. You can actually watch that virtual lap. And that was done last night, and then I had a midterm exam today in my philosophy class, so I had to do some studying, and unfortunately track walk will have to wait until tomorrow. So apologies to those SYS fans looking for that. Not up yet. Will be up, I promise. So the 23 machine of Kyle Robb working the final lap here of heat number 2. And looking mighty fine in doing so, working his way through the switchback sections here. Not doing the quad as we've seen some of the other 450 guys do tonight. Robb, no slouch in his own right in the outdoors. He's won a couple outdoor nationals in the 250 class. And he knows his way around a racetrack. One of the faster riders in game when he puts his mind to it, but sometimes he falls off the bandwagon a little bit. Tends to care a little bit less about the game, and unfortunately is not always a title contender as we wish maybe he is. But Kyle Robb is going to win heat number 2, holding off the likes of Jack Haley and Dennis Fjellberg, who were charging hard. In fact, Jack Haley closed in quite a bit, down to only 6 seconds in the end. Fjellberg will take a 3rd, and to the line, that's a lapper, so Stanley picks up 4th. Mahan, he's going to have to go to the semi along with Matt Burkeen and Tyson Fresquez and a few other runners. So former race winners this year already, Mahan, Burkeen, Fresquez into the semis as Craig Leake goes over the line. Jeremy Shipley, your fastest qualifier, also going to the semi. Tiberino and Whelan will be joining those guys. Tony Spinelli was up front early. He's gone backwards. Andrew O'Hagan and Strelo ended up a lap down. Actually, I'm kind of surprised to see Strelo racing this heat race. Normally he doesn't make it in time. We've got Cody Darr, Reed Young, Brock Hardy, David Wright, James Armstrong, Brock Pappy, Devin Ryan, and Doug Oakley, who are not going to the main event as of now. We'll have to see how they do in the semis. Want to just add a little further information before we get this 250 race underway. In addition to this Versus PC Daytona Supercross round, Versus PC has also stepped up the prize pool for the 250 and 450 Pro classes in the 2016 MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Racetech. The winner of the 450cc Pro class for the series will take home a $250 VersusPC.com gift card, and the winner of each 250 Pro Series East and West will take home a $125 VersusPC.com gift card. So, like I said, if you need PC parts, go to Versus-PC.com. They have been nothing but tremendous for us here at Race Factory Gaming this year, and a must recommend if you are looking to upgrade your computer and get some new parts, maybe just build a computer from scratch even. The guys at Versus-PC.com have created some preset computer builds that will work for sim at different levels, but they tested and proven to work as Kyle Robb just launched the wall. Definitely be sure to check them out. So penalties are in, nothing changed. Looks like the two people that, or the other guy that joined my channel was actually Peter Like. Not sure if Peter is racing tonight, but Peter, also an esteemed member of the Race Factory Gaming crew this year, has been helping out with protests, among other things. We are set to go, though. Looks like 250 Heat 1 is about set to go on the gate. Man, I wish I could change my background in-game. I'd have to leave game and then come back in, and that's not really what I want to do. But lovely Atlanta Supercross track, I must say. You know, great work last week on those. But we want to show off the Daytona track, bro. All right. We are on the line. We are just about set to go. Let's see if I can find someone a little bit here more in the middle. 250 Heat 1 set to go at the Versus-PC.com Daytona Supercross. Let's go racing. They're underway, and it looks like the Verb Moto team is actually running some throwback stuff tonight. That's pretty cool, as the Prospect Designs 150 machine of Jeremy Cohenauer jumps out to the early lead. But Santos jumped in there. Santos goes down on the wall, and he takes a couple other guys with him, so it's going to be Schiabro coming out with the lead. Schiabro, just picked up by TBR last week, had a kind of a rough opening round to the series. Last year, in the 2015 MotoOption Supercross Series, Schiabro had a fantastic opening round when it was at Dallas. He and Joachim Noren, in one of the more classic battles that we've ever had here on Start Your Systems TV, duked it out to the end of the 250 main event. A must-watch on YouTube if you want to go watch that back. It was the 250 main event last year from Arlington. Schiabro and Joachim Noren fought to the death, basically, and Noren came out on top of that, but Schiabro had a tremendous race, led quite a few laps, and we're looking for much more of the same this year. Out of the rider from Texas, Jack Fowler checking up there as to not go down. He's running in the number 2 spot. Will Whiteley sits in 3rd, but he's going to not do the triple. And, ooh, crossed over in the meantime. Almost got landed on by Craig Richards. So Whiteley will have to settle in behind him. Ethan Howell's up here early on, as is Cohenauer, who dropped a little further back after that hole shot. Bronson Gasparian around the outside has Josh Betts right in front of him, then Phil Bull. So for some reason I can see Phil Bull and his team Volcom ride. Cannot see Hunter Root's machine. Not too sure what that's all about. I'll have to get it sorted out with those guys. Chase Estelle, new recruit for Verb Moto this week, trying to fight it out with Peter Like. These guys are just on the edge of transfer, I believe. I think that Phil Bull and Bronson Gasparian are battling for the last transfer spot. But Like and DeSalle are in the mix. Oh, DeSalle into the back of him, and then there's Santos going through. Santos running the wrong skins. That's a RF regulation to be running the correct skins and numbers. Santos is actually, excuse me, I believe he's number 30 this year, but he's got 431 on his back. So someone's going to have to tell him. Hopefully we have one of the EMC guys listening into the broadcast this evening. They can let their guy know. Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter. No, the locomotive is down. The rails have come off of the gravy train there, or should I say the maple syrup train. He's about to get passed by a bazillion other riders if he doesn't get going. Here's Fred Heather, Gunnar Fugler, Colton Mitchell. Oh, Gunnar Fugler punts Fred Heather. To be fair, Heather came back across his line, so it's just a racing incident, but man, oh man, did they come together hard. And now Mitchell is back in front of Fugler. Oh, and Peter's down again. Now the train is really coming off the rails there for the locomotive. Let's go back up front and see what we got going on. It is still the number 24 of Jeremy Schiabro leading this thing. Oh, and he's down. He actually slid out, but enough time to get back up and going. Still in the lead. The number 65 rider, Craig Richards, is behind him. Jack Fowler sits in 3rd. Will Whiteley is in 4th. There are those pretty fancy-looking retro Verb Moto machines, which we also saw them run at Atlanta, so I'm not sure if it's just the update they're going with. I don't mind it one bit. I think those things look badass. Josh Betts and Ethan Howell. These guys are duking it out for the number 5 spot, actually. So Betts is 5th right now. Howell runs in the 6th spot. Phil Bull is 7th. Santos is 8th. So that means that Dylan Copeland is your final transfer spot right now in the 92. Cohenauer back here, Gasparian. These guys need to work their way up. So it's still Schiabro leading. And Richards, let's take a look at the lap times if we may here. Richards last time by ran a 1:16.3. You can see Schiabro right there in front of him. And Schiabro ran a 1:17.1, so it appears that Richards is actually catching Schiabro. We'll go on board with the Aussie here for just a bit. Richards, I believe, is going privateer this East Coast season. I don't believe he's affiliated with any team. Interesting to see the different lines again that the 250 guys are having to take. as Richards is trying to close in. He's actually lost a little bit of time since we started going on board with him. Schiabro over the line now, and let's see what Richards gets. He does a 1:14.7. Schiabro a 1:13.8, so he actually responded to the pressure quite well. He's trying to pull back away. And they have just ditched Jack Fowler, who's just now coming over the finish line in third. Will Whiteley is trying to stick with him there in third and fourth, and now Andre Santos is up to fifth on that number 30, I believe, EMC concept graphite. Let's see if he's running the 431. I'm pretty sure Santos is number 30, though. I'm going to have to double check. So if he's not, he's going to have to get a warning here from the Race Factory Gaming crew to change his stuff up. Supposed to be running the correct RF number. Like Phil Bull here. Hashtag 228 number Phil. Just a little running joke we have. Phil actually likes to run the number 228, but as you can see, he's running his RF number, number 87. So that's what Andre Santos needs to be doing. Colton Mitchell, new to the series, just broke through the age limit now. A 13-year-old young lad. Finally racing some Race Factory Gaming competition this year. Did a fantastic job to land on the podium in his debut ride last week at Atlanta. So he's looking to build off that, and he's got Josh Betts and Dylan Copeland behind him. Looks like Copeland's trying to get to the inside of Betts, but Betts holding down the spot for right now. This is a great battle right now. Around the outside, perhaps, from Dylan Copeland. He's going to triple and then cut low, but he lands on Betts. That was a very risky move for Copeland to try to swing around the outside. I don't know what he was expecting Betts to do there, but Betts was just taking his line. Now Copeland is stuck in between the bales here. He's going to have to get going. So that looks like it pushed them both out of transfer spot. They were both in it in 8th and 9th behind Colton Mitchell, but now Ethan Howell and Chase DeSalle have moved up. So here's DeSalle. He's the final transfer spot. He's going to have Fugler, Gasparian, Betts. Those guys are all going to be breathing down his neck. Let's run back up front real quick, though, as your race leader, and it looks like your race winner, Jeremy Schiabro, works his way to the finish. Picks up the TBR ride last week, and he rewards them with a heat win, 250 heat one in the books, and Schiabro's the winner. Richards has second, all but locked up. Whiteley way out front of Santos in third, and Santos is fourth, Fowler fifth. Bull is in sixth, Mitchell seventh, Howell eighth, and now Betts is into the final transfer spot, so we've had some crashing going on. Fugler runs in the 10th spot, definitely not afraid to get dirty. I've been told this is a new and improved Gunnar Fugler. A little out of shape there. We've got some chaos going in the background. Copeland just finding his way through it all. So Betts just tightening the sphincter one more time, trying to get through this section. He's clean. Just has to get through this inside rut. Nice and smooth. And Josh Betts is going to put it in the main event. Fugler is going to come up just a bit short, as will Copeland, DeSalle, Penwell, Like, Cohenauer, Gasparian. All those guys are really close. So it's going to be Betts, Howell, Fowler, Bull, Mitchell, Santos, Whiteley, Richards, and your race winner, Jeremy Schiabro, heading to the main event. We've got one more rider yet to cross, and there we go. Cuts are in. It looks like Howell gained a spot on Fowler, and Mitchell gained a spot on Santos, and that's all the movement in the top 9. Betts still gets the final transfer spot. Copeland gained a spot on Fugler on cuts, so these guys are getting a lot of cuts. Santos is 30 in EMF, not RF, by the way. Okay, thank you for the information, guys. That is my bad. I could have sworn that he earned a number last year, but I guess I'm just mistaken. I appreciate the responsing, though. Cool beans, cool beans. So we just dropped frames, I think, there for a minute. If we did or did not, I apologize. However, we should be getting 250 Heat 2 underway in just a minute. I don't know if Race Karlin is actually in here, but I want to give a shout out to him. He is doing a fantastic job right now as he's about to get Heat number 2 underway. We're just about on schedule from what I would have predicted for Daytona. It's only 30 minutes past the hour. And obviously with longer lap times, we've gone 3 6-lap heat races. So you just say you know, average about a 110 a lap. That's about a 7-minute race, so 7 times 3, we've got 21 minutes of racing, a little give or take of time in between there just to set things up. And our guy, Race Karlin, he's doing a great job so far, so top job to the number 12 machine. And we'll be looking forward to seeing if he can make it into the main out of the 450 semis coming up. Well, we have 250 Heat 2 on the line. Looks like somebody's taking a bit long to load in. That's a 551, which should be Daniel Markham. I don't believe it is, though. Let's see, 551. Who are we looking at here? Jack Knight taking a while to load in. And, yeah, maybe his game crashed, but that's not on Race Factory Gaming. If your game crashes, it's not RF's responsibility. As we've got more people joining the channel, we are underway in 250 Heat 2, and the number 94 of Tyler Schmidt jumps out to the hole shot. Last week's winner and red plate holder. He's really good at hole shots. If he gets another start like he did last week, tonight, will it be another walk-away victory? He's got to have, he's going to deal with Connor Linz, although we haven't seen him yet. We just had absolute chaos. Looks like that was Derek Thorpe on the 784. He had gone off track, and when he re-entered, he nearly ruined everybody and then got stood up in the corner. So it is chaos. Let's take a look back in the pack and see if we can see our second place rider from last week, Connor Linz. Is he not here tonight, perhaps? I did not see him using... Oh, there he is. Okay, I missed him. He was way further up front than I gave him credit for. So your 1 and 2 from last week in the main event runs 1-2 right now. And Connor Linz was far and away the fastest 250 qualifier this week at a 109.2, if I'm not mistaken. So Linz has got this track dialed. Let's see in this heat race. Oh no, Tyler Schmidt has gone down. I was just about to say this would be a good example of whether or not Linz has the pace to just flat run down Tyler this week. Last week Linz did not really have it. Tyler was able to match him pace for pace, but this time around in the heat race, Tyler's gone down, so that hands Connor Linz the early race lead here. As Blakely has moved into the number 2 ride with Quentin Deese right behind him. Deese has been an amateur hero this year. He's dominated the 450 amateur class, finally was forced to move up, and running 3rd right now, and maybe 2nd. Let's see if he jumps to the inside. Yes, he does. He gets by Chase Blakely. So Deese up into 2nd. Blakely is going to slide back into the number 3 ride, and now Schmidt is working on Daniel Mills for 4th here, and a host of other riders. It looks like, yeah, Derek Thorpe is still in the mix. Nick Uzick, a.k.a. Aaron Plessinger lookalike. Victor Nykot was really fast last week, ended up in the 4 spot. Jack Knight, Jesse Calloway, all in the mix. So it looks like Schmidt was able to get to the inside of Daniel Mills after that triple and make the move, so he is up to 4th. Cool information, by the way. Pin 66 in chat, aka Zach Dupuy, just dropped the info that average last place TRT right now is 8:45. So 8:45 times 3 would be an extra minute or 2 minutes and 25 seconds plus 8. So it's 26. 26:30. 26:30 is how long we've been racing right now, and it's only 37 minutes past the hour. And we're already on lap 3 of the 250 heat race. So just keeping tabs on how well Race Karlin is doing in his first ever night of hosting. He's holding it together quite well, I must say. So everybody be sure to thank Race Karlin for putting this on tonight. Obviously a huge effort from the whole Race Factory Gaming crew. So Lynn's throwing down in the lead. And also got word in chat that it sounds like the number 80 of Tanner Rogers was not here for UID grab, which is unfortunate. He was 3rd fastest qualifier. He was actually 2nd fastest qualifier last week, but then missed the main. So I know Tanner's not necessarily that bad of a racer. Obviously, we give a lot of crap to hot lap heroes in this game. Some of the older riders like myself have had to adapt to the new hot lap hero format. And some of those guys definitely lay down lap after lap to get their best lap. And I don't know if Tanner Rogers is necessarily that guy. I think he's one of the faster outright riders in this class this year. But unfortunately, he is not on the gate tonight as he missed UID grab. And for any of those new to the stream or how this works, every person in this game has a user identification number. And that is unique to them. Nobody else has it or can use it. It's linked to their game with their registration key. And so when we grab UIDs, what we actually do is we go and read the last log scripts and see who was in the server at the time that the race was about to start. They get logged into our scripting system, and then they are put into the subsequent heat races. So if you're not in the server when UIDs are grabbed, you will not be racing, period. Doesn't matter why you aren't there. You just won't be racing because you haven't been put into our script system. So unfortunate for Tanner Rogers, he's not here tonight. We'll have to check up on him next week. Still is yet to make a main, obviously, but one of the fast riders in this series. We could still see him pull a race win out this year if he gets into the main event. As Linz is walking away, ladies and gentlemen. He has got nearly a couple straightaway, really, because of how long these straightaways are, of a lead over Quentin Deese. And Tyler Schmidt is now up into the number 3 spot. D Mills is 4th. Blakely has slipped back into 5th, but still comfortably in transfer spot. Last week's 4th place finisher, Victor Nykot, is in 6th. Jesse Calloway holds down 7th for the Motorcycle Superstore team. Derek Thorpe is in 8th, and the final transfer spot is Robert Wilson, but it looks like Jack Roberts wants a piece of that. He's going to the inside, and he's going to get the double into the rhythm, and he makes the pass. What a smooth move by Jack Roberts. If only he could have done that to me in the semi at Phoenix. I'm just kidding. I actually like Jack. He's a cool kid. Unfortunately, we got collected in the semi at Phoenix. I'm just giving him crap. Everybody's going to throw me under the bus again like they did last week for calling him out. But I, unlike most people, respect the fact that Jack Roberts is an actually nice, genuine person. So Connor Linz is circulating on the white flag lap right now. And fitting, as he is running an all-white setup of what I can only assume is his favorite superbike riders. He posted an image of them when he posted his gear setup. It's like some sort of superbike team. I don't know if anybody can kind of make a mention of that. He's nailing that quad out of the corner, which I did see. He posted a video on the forums. Go to the media room if you want to check that out. Connor Linz laying down a 109, and he is absolutely flying on this track tonight. I find it hard-pressed to find somebody else in this field tonight that is going to outright outpace him for 15 laps on this track. So Connor Linz well on his way to maybe taking the red plate tonight, but he's done it early on here in the heat races. He takes the win. Quentin Deese has gone down. Fortunately, he has maybe 3 miles of a lead over Tyler Schmidt. He could probably crash again, still get 2nd place, so he's going to cruise it on in. Here is Schmidt, your red plate holder. He's running in the number 3 spot. Daniel Mills looking like he's going to pick up 4th. He's got Nykot breathing down his neck, but Mills smooth and steady, hangs on to the spot. Oh, what has Nykot done here? What is he? Did he disconnect? I don't even know what's happening. He did not disconnect. He is pulled off to the side of the racetrack. So meanwhile, looks like Blakely got by for 5th. Thorpe is now 6th. Callaway 7th. Roberts 8th. Wilson 9th. Nykot still on the side of the track. Hasn't crossed the line yet. The 81 of Adam Holm not going to the main in 10th. Neither will Nick Usyk. And nor Nykot at this point. Jack Knight over the line. Noah Baker. Alex Carlo is going to get by Nykot. Blake O'Brien is down. Batchelor comes home 17th. Ethan Parks 18th. Casterman's 19th. There's only 19 starters. And we're still trying to figure out here what exactly happened to the number 15 machine of Victor Nykot. Did he time out? What has happened? What? So chat's going. I'm absolutely at a loss for what happened to Nikot. He did not disconnect from the server. There's a lot of people posting repeated numbers in the chat, which is honestly very annoying. Race, do you have more information by chance?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I did not see. Well, he finally disconnected, but he had been off the side of the track for a little while. I am so lost what just happened.
I have no idea what happened to him.
Oh man, it's quite the shame that mute chat is not an option anymore. JLV, fix it! Hate that mute chat isn't an option anymore. Because, God, it's annoying when people do that.
So did he did disconnect?
He did disconnect.
Oh, well.
I'm not too sure why. He hasn't reconnected yet either, to my knowledge. Let's do, I'm going to do a server comma list players, Victor. One found. Victor Nikot. So he is back in here. Slot 94. I don't know what that is. Dang, weirdest thing I've ever seen. Well, top job tonight so far, Race. Have you had any hiccups?
No hiccups so far. Just night caught. Not in here.
Yeah, I think it must be his own doing. I don't know what exactly happened there. I'm trying to see if he says anything, but it looks like he's not saying anything. Devin Davis talking about some sort of Counter-Strike global offensive nonsense. I have absolutely no idea what opening up a sticker worth $40 and getting baited by a sticker worth $120 means. That's you're talking Spanish to me, bro. I don't know what that means. He's a zombie, meaning he's DC'd. All right. 450 semis coming up. Looks like Mr. Karlin is in semi 2. You gonna hang out and stream with us, Race?
I will.
All right, 450 semi 1, about set to go. As soon as our race director for the evening, Race Karlin, gives the command.
Here we go.
And here we go. Oh, that load-in was much easier on my computer than the heat races were, I'll tell you that much.
Looks like we got everyone loaded in.
Yeah, everybody loaded in. It's set to go. 450 semi number 1 from Daytona is underway as the gate drops, and the 95 of Casey Oller gets a great jump. But it's actually
with the whole shot.
Yeah, the 115 of Langley actually got in there first. He's got Leak, Jeremy Smith right behind him. Looks like a couple riders went off in the first corner, and it's caused a few riders to be way back, including Casey Oller, who had gone into the first corner in first. So we'll have to track their progress. But it's Langley leading as they head towards the wall.
August Sanders going invisible mode.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of guys doing that tonight. I'm not too sure what exactly the deal is. We saw Bryce Whelan earlier in the 250 class, and now August having some lag issues. Back up front, it's still Langley, but Leak is looking down the inside. Not able to get there as they swing around the outside of the corner. Every one of these 450 guys going wide and tripling except Jeremy Smith. Ooh, Spinelli into the bales. Langley's lost the lead as Leak now leads the way on his number 53 Hilton co-ride. Boy, oh boy, what a bonus it'd be for Jeremy Smith if he could make the main playing on a joystick. Spoke to him a little bit earlier this week before the track had come out, and he was basically telling me that there's absolutely no way he can ride the rough stuff with a joystick. So either he's just adapted to the Daytona track very well, or he actually can ride the rough stuff with a joystick. But how about it? Playing one-handed And running in the number 3 spot. Oh, he slides out though. Reed Young going to get by, as well as Luke Heberlein. Brock Pappy nearly got by. So Smith is actually going to get up still in transfer. But he's got Pappy and Rush Chapman breathing down his neck. And Pappy trying to get to the inside there.
Spinelli down.
Oh, Spinelli was down. Oh, and he gets hit by Chapman. They're both off the bike. So Oakley and Langley both get through. But Pappy and Smith are now in the transfer spots. Oh, Smith off the track, cuts the track. That's going to be some cuts later on. Craig Leak working on taking the tab and checking out right now. Heberlein and Reed Young solid in second and third, and then here's Pappy and Smith over the wall. Smith actually has his teammate Doug Oakley behind him, who Doug Oakley, somewhat of a light switch in my opinion. He's somehow seems to just turn it on and go fast when he wants to, but other times rides pretty bad, and I think he knows that about himself, so I'm not really saying anything that isn't true. There he is going off the track. He's going to get some cuts. Hello everyone joining the stream. You are currently watching 450 semi number 1 of the versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross, round 9, or rather 8, without San Diego's inclusion just yet, of the MotoOption Supercross series presented by a Racetech Suspension. Looking at what is supposedly the fight for the final transfer spot, Jeremy Smith holds it down. He's only playing with one hand. If you've ever played Sim, you know how hard it is to play with two. Smith holding it down with one hand. And he's got his teammate Douglas Oakley trying to close in. Tony Spinelli up from his crash with Rush Chapman also in the mix. Oh, Smith has gone down after the whoops. Looks like he may have clipped a tough block, so it puts his teammate in transfer now. Let's see if Doug Oakley, he may have been trying to ride smart and not take his teammate and himself down. He may start pushing the envelope now with Spinelli closing in. Battle for the final transfer spot is on your screen, working lap 4 of 5 in 450 semi number 1. Ooh, Spinelli nearly loops his Larry as they hit the wall. And he triples, and Oakley made a mistake. Let's see, Spinelli, is he going to try to get to the inside? No, thinks better of it. Maybe just trying to size up his spot. Oakley making some mistakes. Let's see, Spinelli. Oh, he swings it down low. Nice cut down. Does he get the drive into the whoops here at the back of the track? Oakley, a little mistake. Spinelli trying to stay close. Oh, we got a rider down. Oh, Reed Young has gone down, so that gives Spinelli the transfer spot. Reed Young going backwards. And let's see, Jeremy Smith not going to get to Reed Young. Reed Young able to get going up in 6th. White flag is currently waving for your race leader right now, as it is now Luke Heberlein, so Craig Leak had actually coughed it up. But this battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, the guys are all close together. Spinelli final transfer spot right now. So race Karlin, from your perspective so far, how's the track raced? I mean, in that heat race, how'd you feel on it? I saw you crashed a couple times, but racing-wise, what's it feel like?
It's pretty good. I think for the time allotted, track was built pretty decently and turned out pretty good for racing. Oh, Spinelli.
Oh,
saves it.
Pappy and Oakley are down together. Just one more quick question. How important do you think a start is going to be tonight? Because we saw a couple guys start up front and kind of walk away with it. Is that kind of the key to this track, or?
That is the key to this track. It's a short start. If you can get the whole shot, you can run away with it. So, very important. Hopefully, I can put it together.
All right, well, we'll be seeing Mr. Karlin coming up in Semi 2 right now. Craig Leak just snuck by Heberlein at the finish line. Heberlein had gone down, so Leak takes the Semi number 2 victory. Heberlein comes across in 2nd. He'll transfer along with Tony Spinelli. Jeremy Smith, oh my goodness, one-handed warrior. He is going to the main event in Daytona. How about it for Jeremy Smith? And Brock Pappy is going with him, so Reed Young, Doug Oakley, what an implosion for those guys. Looks like they got together a few times. They will be going to the LCQ along with August Sanders, the Colonel, Brandon Langley, who hole shot the race earlier on, Dominic Tiberino having a rough night on the 77. Casey Ollard, his teammate, a lot of TBR guys in this heat race. We had Smith, or semi. We had Smith, we had Tiberino, we had Oakley, we had Ollert. Here's Tyler Crane of the Adept Graphics team. Looks like he's kind of screwing around a little bit here before the finish. Needs to realize going backwards on the track will get him banned if he continues to do that. So he comes across in 12th, and Strelo ends up 13th. Must have came from way back. David Wright, Rush Chapman, non-finishers. 450 semi number 1. Semi number 2 coming up with your race host or race Karlin in it. Looks like cuts did not affect any of the transfer spots. So we had a question in chat, or not really a question, but a comment in chat. Why is Jeremy Smith a one-handed warrior tonight? Well, anybody who may know Jeremy Smith, or maybe don't know Jeremy Smith, out of New Jersey, is actually a professional motocross racer. Just earned his Supercross license, actually, after qualifying first at the Greensboro Arena Cross, I think, and then racing to a couple 13ths, couple 14ths in the lights and open class main events respectively in the Arena Cross series, then got a Supercross license, was testing at Club MX to debut on a few of the East rounds of Supercross, and unfortunately got it all wrong on a Dragon's back and went down and broke his wrist. So I don't know which wrist it is, actually I haven't clarified that yet, but he is having to play with one hand on a joystick tonight because he cannot move his fingers or his wrist. So a hell of an effort to make the main for Jeremy Smith. We are off and running, for 450 Semi 2, which is loaded as Brock Hardy takes Matt Burkeen off the track. Burkeen re-enters safely in second, but it is loaded with Burkeen, who front flips the triple. Former winners this season galore. Tyson Fresquez. Jeremy Shipley hasn't won a race yet this year, but he's been up there. Burkeen has won a race. And then we go back a little further and we see Ryan Mahan, who got an awful start this time around. He also won. He won the Anaheim 2 Supercross this year. Oh, Burkeen is down over here, so Mahan and Burkeen both buried in the pack. So they're going to have to work their way forward if they want to transfer to the main. Tyson Fresquez is leading this shindig, though. And man, oh man, does he need to make up some points. He had an awful Atlanta Supercross last week. Lost a ton of points. I believe he's 18 points behind his teammate Hunter Root now. He was only 2 points behind him entering. Needs to make up points and make them up quickly, as we're at the halfway point of the season now. Round 9 of 17. Well, technically 8 because we haven't raced San Diego yet. I don't really know how to call it that way because it's really round 9 in real life. But in Sim, we had issues with the San Diego Supercross, and we're not able to run it yet, so we're waiting until the off week to run the San Diego Supercross. Then we'll be back on schedule for the last about 5 rounds, I think. Oh, wheeling over the bars. He was trying to get around James Armstrong. Excuse me. So right now, the current running order is as follows. It is Tyson Fresquez, Jeremy Shipley, Andrew O'Hagan, James Armstrong, and now Ryan Mahan in the transfer spots. Matt Burkeen on the 8 is trying to get in the mix. He's going to cut across. He's going to side by side with Mahan. Mahan has to almost launch the wall to hold it on, but ends up jumping off the track, so he loses that final transfer spot. He needs to go run down Burkeen and or O'Hagan. It looks like Burkeen is going to quad by O'Hagan. He's right on the back of James Armstrong now. Question in chat, how did we get the track map? I'm assuming you're asking for Daytona. Well, normally the Daytona Supercross track map comes out separately from all the Feld events because it's a non-Feld event. It's run by the Daytona International Speedway Group. And so normally it comes out about 2 weeks before the race. This week it literally came out last Friday. So Checkers immediately jumped on it, had the track built in 2 days, and set up and ready to go. They threw decals and everything on it. It was pretty much ready to go Monday night. Unfortunately, Wheels left Tuesday morning and was not able to package the track, so the guys had to take some time, get the scripts right on packaging the track, and that's why it was out on Wednesday. So just a little bit more explanation for those of you joining the stream late tonight. We welcome you guys to the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by Versus-PC.com. Versus-PC.com presenting you the Triple Crown this year in Supercross. Daytona, Boston, and Las Vegas, all part of the Triple Crown, a little mini-series. Whichever 450 rider scores the most points at those rounds this year in total will have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, a Z170 motherboard and DDR4 RAM package, an EKWB desktop cooling hardware upgrade headed their way, or an Intel i7 Skylake 6700K processor and Corsair H-Series combo. So Versus-PC.com putting up some great prizes for the 450 guys, as well as some 250 prize packages. The 450 Pro Class winners this year will get a $250 Versus PC gift card, and the 250 Class Individual Honors East and West, they will each get a $125 gift card, excuse me, to Versus-PC.com. So take advantage of that, ladies and gentlemen. Versus-PC.com. I know Moto Agogo has a discount code. If he's still here, he'll drop that in chat, I'm sure. But absolutely check them out. They have some pre-built computers for sim, as well as many PC parts. And they've come on board. They're sponsoring the Daytona Supercross, the Versus-PC.com Triple Crown. All around good guys over there. As Shipley has gone down with the race lead, that's going to allow the 21 of Tyson Fresquez to get back by. So they're doing a little swapping of positions up front. Mahan now runs in the number 3 spot. There is your race hoster for the night, Race Karlin. He's running in the number 4 ride, and Burkeen holds down 5th. So, I mean, Armstrong, no slouch in his own right, but it's pretty hard to say that the top 5 guys as they run are going to get beat. Your fastest qualifier, Jeremy Shipley, is up there. Former race winners, Burkeen, Fresquez, and Mahan, and now Karlin, who took a week off last week, a couple weeks off actually, I think, due to he went to the Honduras, came back, didn't think he was going to be racing much anymore, but decided to give it another go, and hosting tonight as well as racing, doing a fantastic job so far. And we are working the final lap. No real battles right now. James Armstrong too far back in 6th. Zoe Cross is way back in 7th, but he just went down. O'Hagan, Whelan, Donovan, Hardy, Cody Dar. In fact, Dar's damn near getting lapped. Let's go back up front. We got a battle for the lead. I just saw it out of the corner of my screen. Tyson Fresquez was parking Jeremy Shipley. Are these guys going to fight it down to the finish line? Shipley is charging, man. That guy's ripping tonight. Look at him go. Trying to get by. Fresquez holds the inside line. They get together, and Shipley's down. Tyson Fresquez wins semi number 2. Shipley is going to get going, but behind the number 37 of Mahan. In fact, he's going to get 5th. He just barely, well, not barely, but he ends up getting 5th. He's still going to transfer for the main, but he was going for it. He wanted that win. And Burkeen comes home in 4th, so he's through the main, as is Karlin and Mahan, and race winner Tyson Fresquez. Armstrong just misses out as Race Karlin gets moved out of my channel. O'Hagan, he's going to cross the line in 7th, it looks like, on his Prime Design Graphics Husqvarna machine. Shout out to Dio joining our stream tonight. Good to see you, man. We always have some of the YouTube celebs drop in every once in a while. We had Yellow S2K. I believe he was in last week, even as recently as last week. We've had the white guy on the channel before too, or on the stream rather, joining in and watching the festivities. Always cool to see you guys hanging out. As Brock Hardy, we anxiously await you to finish the race. You are in 10th, and cuts rely on you. So Hardy over the line, and Shipley got Burkeen on cuts, but that was it. The top 5 stayed the same in transfer spots. What's up, Race? What's going on?
Nothing much.
How was that semi? Yeah, I made it through.
It was pretty good. Some carnage at the start there.
Yeah, you're actually outside of transfer for, I believe, like 2 or 3 laps. What ended up happening that you got in?
kept on riding. It actually didn't go down. I think I was in 9th, and then just kept it consistent, made it through. A lot of carnage though. This track can reach up and get you.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy 20 laps tonight. 22 riders for 20 laps. I'd imagine some tight racing for sure. And our man Race Karlin will be in that now as he is currently setting up last chance qualifiers. 250 LCQ will be coming up next. As we patiently await. I'm going to go to, trying to do something here. There we go. Went to free cam. Float around this Daytona circuit. Very nice job this week on the track build by Checkers. Race Karlin, Kyle Watts also getting involved, SMR. Jay made the stadium last year. And Wheels was helping out a little bit, but mainly those guys that I mentioned before. They set everything up, they packaged. Barrington also got in on the action. We haven't seen much from Barrington. He's had a few life occurrences come up and hasn't been around too much, but Barrington able to get on this week and help out. Was a big help in getting everything out. These guys built this track, had it packaged and out in 5 days, which is incredible. So a huge shout out to the whole Race Factor Gaming crew for putting this thing together tonight. And we are 250 LCQ ready, ladies and gentlefish. All right, it is time to go racing. 4 laps and maybe 20-ish riders are on the gate. A lot of them hit, and a good jump from the 92 of Copeland down the inside as we try to get on board with him. He comes out with the whole shot. So Copeland. Oh, we got
Cody Penwell down on the wall.
Yeah, a lot of guys getting caught up on the wall. They're still down on the wall. Fred Heather's on the back of Peter Like, and guys are backflipping over the wall now. Oh man, it's chaos. Unfortunately, it looked like Peter and Fred were in a good spot there for a moment. Now they're, well, Peter actually got up still in a decent spot as Dylan Copeland leads the way. Oh boy, this is going to be an exciting one. A lot of heavy hitters actually are in this last chance qualifier. Usyk, DeSalle, Holden Coat. Oh, DeSalle is down after the wall, and riders having to scatter to avoid him. So he gets up in about 9th or 10th-ish. So transfers as they run. We're not even through the first lap yet, but it's Copeland, followed by Noah Baker, Nick Usyk, and Holden Coat, trying to hold down, no pun intended, to that last transfer spot. Jeremy Cohenauer, Peter Like, Adam Holm, these guys are all outside of transfer.
Oh, Dylan Copeland down and collects a few riders.
Oh, and yeah, one of them was Nick Usyk, who's going sideways in the track now, and a couple guys piling in. Peter Like just gets taken down again as Usyk gets going. So we've reset it now with Baker. He's got a pretty good lead. Cohenauer now 2nd, Copeland back to 3rd, and Adam Holm is in the final transfer spot. But watch out, Ryan Spangler and Gunnar Fugler are charging. DeSalle down on the wall, and it causes Daniel Batchel to go down. Riders scattering again. Oh, yeah, these LCQs never fail in providing entertainment. So the 413 Mad Racing ride of Noah Baker is trying to check out. Cohenauer, Holm, and now Spangler. So we've lost Copeland. He's gone back to 5th. Trying to find his way back in. He's got Gunnar Fugler right behind him. Fugler was actually, I believe it was Fugler, was involved in a great race here in 2013 with Robert Nash. I may be thinking of Matt Cromie, but...
Yeah, I believe that's Matt Cromie.
Yeah, it was Matt Cromie, yeah. But Fugler himself is also no slouch of this game as he's going to pass Ryan Spangler around the outside. Oh! Spangler! Oh, he somehow didn't fall off the bike.
Wow.
Looks like he may have got a little cross-rutted there. But as I was saying, Fugler, no slouch, former winner in the 250 class here, and he's going to get past Dylan and Copeland, who was in the final transfer spot. So Fugler now in, Copeland out. Oh boy, this is going to come down to the wire. We are on lap 3 of 4. Only the top 4 transfer. Noah Baker trying to run away. Holm, Fugler, and Copeland all in a line here as they head to the wall, up and over the wall. Taking it
Last
easy.
lap madness. Let's see what happens.
White flag will be waving next time by as Baker's working his way towards the finish line. Oh, and Kohenauer's gone down at the end of the whoops. I was just looking at him. So that's going to allow Holm and Fugler and Copeland by. And he gets going in front of DeSalle. But now he needs to go run those guys down. Oh boy, these guys are riding really tight.
Quite the battle we have here for the last transfer.
Oh, Holm just cased the finish line. He's back to third. Fugler's up to second. Noah Baker, he has got his sunglasses on. He is pulling away and not looking back. And now Kohenauer has gone down again, it looks like, as DeSalle is now in the number 5 ride, and he is currently 5 or so seconds behind Copeland. Oh, but Copeland, a mistake. He's over the bars. He's over the bars and the tagger bales. And that's going to allow Chase DeSalle through. Wow, so Spangler into 5th. Copeland is going to get passed by Kohenauer. As Kohenauer goes into 6th, Copeland must be furious as they collect. There's no need for that. These guys need to get up and go try to catch DeSalle. Spangler may be the only guy.
DeSalle was in 8th prior to that, so.
Wow. So here they go across the line. It is Noah Baker with the LCQ win. Fugler hits the pole before the finish section. He's going to lose a couple spots. Does he lose transfer? I don't think so. DeSalle actually not even going to get by him. So Holm crosses the line in 2nd. Fugler is going to have to settle for 3rd. DeSalle, whew, just made it over the line. He was sideways.
Down.
So Spangler and Copeland 5, 6 maybe. Nope. Peter going to try to get in there. So 6, 7. Peter across the line in 7th. Wow. Usyk going to get by Cody Penwell now for 8th. All these guys not going to make it. Charlie Way, Penwell, Batchlet, Gasparian, Ethan Parks, Connor Peavy, Jeremy Kohenauer, who was up there, Alex Carlo, Fred Heather, Holden Coate. They were all up there. 6.6 seconds of cuts. I don't think DeSalle would have cut that much. I think he's pretty safe.
Quite the turn of events for DeSalle, being back in 9th.
Yeah.
And then into transfer on the last lap, so.
What a turnaround indeed, and he is now confirmed as making the main event. Cuts are in, and it is DeSalle, Fugler, Holm, and Baker to the main out of this 250 last chance qualifier. Unfortunately, Spangler, Copeland, like Usyk, and the rest will not be going to the main event tonight. They're going to have to watch from the sidelines. All right, so coming up next, we have 450 LCQ, which will not feature our man in chat tonight, Race Karlin. Fortunately enough for him, he made it out of that semi. Will not have to go through this carnage. Let's see who we got. We've got Reed Young, Armstrong, Wright, Sanders, Oakley, Donovan, Langley, Chapman, Crane, Cross, Ollert, O'Hagan, Tiberino, Dar, Ryan, Bell, Whelan, Guido, Hardy, Strelo. It's set to go racing. 450 last chance qualifier from Daytona. And into turn 1 we go. Looks like a TBR rider. That's Dominic Tiberino. Fro with the whole shot. He's got O'Hagan right behind him. Through the wall clean so far. They all kind of split. And it's Devin Ryan who moves into the number 2 ride now. O'Hagan is 3rd. Armstrong 4th. Guido right there in 5th. Then Whelan, Langley, Zoa Cross. Looks like Brock Hardy's down the left side of the track. Zoa Cross comes across and he takes 4 riders with him, himself included. And there's more riders going down behind. That looks like the 51 of Donovan, and then Whelan gets up sideways and just absolutely clocks whoever that was going by. I cannot see. There's too many guys down. Maybe that was Reed Young. Oh, that went to hell quickly.
Oh, carnage on the second wall. Riders coming over, they can't see riders down behind the wall.
All this
David
carnage.
Wright gets caught up in it.
Yeah, all this carnage has actually allowed the lead 6 or so to get away. So Tiberino is going to lead across on this first lap with Armstrong following him through in second. O'Hagan holds down third, and he has got a hard-charging Devin Ryan right behind him. Those guys are all in transfer spot. Then we got the Swiss rider, Guido, running in the number 5 ride with Tyler Crane in 6th. Tyler Crane, an outdoor specialist, not necessarily an outdoor track per se, but the most outdoor one you're going to get on the Supercross circuit. Without question, the 16 ride, Crane wants to make this main event, and he's got his teammate August Sanders right behind him. Rush Chapman, who damn near made it out of the heat race, is on the verge of missing the main event in tonight's LCQ. Devin Ryan has gone down. He was in transfer, as did O'Hagan. So we've got a switch up as, wow, what the hell happened?
Dominic Tiberino back in the 4th.
Yeah, Fro has gone
Takes out
backwards.
Crane and collects August.
Wow. All right, so
Wow.
change for lead. It's Armstrong up front now. Guido now second. And as you said, Tiberino, he goes back to third. Now Chapman, we were just talking about him. He's up to 4th. And Crane is all over the place on the Dragon's back. Running in the number 5 spot. Gotta get him. Can he catch the number 73 of Rush Chapman? Tyler Crane, I believe he is 20 years old, trying to run down the 13-year-old Rush Chapman. Man, these guys are all in a tight-knit bunch, too. Other than Armstrong, who's kind of running away, it's Tiberino now trying to get the move done on Guido, but he almost goes off the track, and then he gets put down by Guido. And here's Crane around the outside into transfer for the moment. We've got O'Hagan in the mix. He tries to cut to the inside. Oh, and Crane, he jumps the rut. Almost gets collected. Chapman's gone down. Chapman is down after the rhythm. He was in transfer. He's going backwards. Wow, what a LCQ we've had. And we're only halfway through, essentially. Lap 3 of 4. Crane triples around Guido, but then gets put down. So that allows Tiberino back into second. Guido third, Crane 4th. O'Hagan right there in 5th, as is Whelan and Chapman. And then Crane actually loses the spot. He's going backwards. He's behind Whelan now. And then Fro's down in the whoops. And he's getting up out of shape. And he gets into Whelan. Somehow they didn't fall off the bike. That was actually pretty heavy collision. This is insane action. Starting to lose my voice. We're not even into the mains yet, as Armstrong is cruising his way to this win. And Guido just tightening his knuckles, trying to hang on here. He's in second. O'Hagan third. Chapman has Tiberino all over his back door in 4th. Let's see what Tiberino can do over the wall. Nothing just yet. Crane and Whelan are lurking. Oh, we've got riders down, but those are lappers. Oh, Whelan into the back of Crane. Looks like his night may be over after that. Oh, my. Armstrong, Guido, O'Hagan, Chapman, Tiberino. This is a battle for the final transfer spot on your screen. Chapman, Tiberino, 73 Chapman, the 77 of Tiberino.
Bro, to the inside, didn't get there.
No. Chapman looks like he wants to get a piece of Guido because he doesn't want to have Fro breathing down his neck like this. Through the whoops.
Fro to the inside.
Fro to the inside. He makes the pass into the whoops and through, and he makes it clean. Oh, man, he's all in shape. Dualies. Oh, I gotta take a shot after this as Armstrong wins and Tiberino's to the inside of Guido, and they're both down. They're both down. O'Hagan is gonna get second, Chapman third. Who gets up first? It's Tiberino and Guido. Guido cuts the bales and puts him down. They're both down, and Crane is trying to get through, but it's Tiberino. Crane cuts the bales. They're both down before the finish. What is going on right now? Devin Ryan comes across in 5th, so Crane gets the spot, but he cut the absolute crap out of the track to take Tiberino out. Well, I don't know about that one,
I don't know.
Mr. Race Director. Race Karlin may have a word. Holy smokes. So as they finished unofficial, by and large unofficial, we may put that in all caps right now. It is Armstrong, O'Hagan, Chapman, Crane to the main event, but we think Crane will get it out on cuts. But then do we let Devin Ryan in, because technically Crane absolutely destroyed Tiberino by cutting the track in the last corner. Oh my goodness. In all honesty, I think Tiberino kind of brought that on himself. He forced the issue with Guido, who also is not going to the main event tonight. He's going to end up 6th. They were both in transfer spot, did not need to make that pass happen, but he forced the issue and sent them both to the ground. And it allowed Chapman through. Chapman ended up in 3rd, and then Crane got in there, cut the track. We must say, cut the track. Oh, man. And Crane gets it on cuts anyway. Well, race director, Race Karlin, what are we doing?
That is a tough call.
I mean,
for sure. That was a blatant track cut, but...
Blatant track cut to pass for the last transfer spot into the main event. I mean, I think... It's so tough to say, because now with cuts involved, I mean, Tiberino had 1.69 seconds of cuts. So I don't think Guido would have got it. But you never know, I guess. So what are we gonna do? I will let you make the call. I'm not gonna interfere with your decision there. This is I think from a point of view, I'm gonna say as unbiased as I can. I think Crane loses the spot for sure, but I don't know who to give it to then. I mean, Tiberino clearly was through the last corner clean, but oh, it's so tough to call. I mean, yes, Guido did cut the bales, so yeah, so let's go back. I mean, I can't replay this because I'd have to leave the server, but so in this corner here, which we're hovering over, Tiberino and Guido got together. They got up 3rd and 4th, or excuse me, 4th and 5th. Then Guido then cut the bales here to try to get Tiberino. He wasn't going to get it, so he actually went down trying to cut and pass him. And then around the outside here in this outside line, Crane came in. He cut the track right here about this line and then basically T-boned Fro, who then ended up on this side of the track. Crane got up and still finished in 4th and unofficially has the final transfer spot. So we're trying to figure out right now. It looks like Race Karlin is on the horn with official race director Michael Wheeler on how we can maybe change results up. This is still unofficial. Don't take the results on the side as official just yet. This is, wow. Not the spot I assume Race Karlin wanted to end up in his first night as race host.
Absolutely not.
But
looks like we're gonna get an official word from Michael Wheeler on what to do.
Yeah, so, but again, it's tough to determine who gets the last spot, because I say Guido is unfairly just in getting the spot as he's the next rider in line, because he also cut the track trying to pass Tiberino for the final transfer spot. I mean, it's illegal under the Race Vector Gaming rulebook, and we'd love to go back and look at this after the fact, but we're having to make a decision right now. And I think if you're making a decision right now, you have to give it to Tiberino. I mean, I know Devin Ryan finished in front of Tiberino, but to be fair, they weren't even close. I mean, Tiberino would have crossed the line miles ahead of Devin Ryan had Tyler Crane, or Stefan Guido for that matter, not cut the track to mess with him. So that's just my opinion. You can either disagree in chat or on the race stream or whatever. I don't care. I'm just offering some thoughts right now, and we can obviously debate that to the death. But, oh my goodness. I just, yeah, making a decision on the spot. It seems quite unfair to allow Guido in after cutting the track himself. If we're going to exclude Tyler Crane from the results for cutting the track to make a pass for the final transfer spot, because that's just what Stefan Guido did the corner before it. So even though Guido came across the line and is officially scored right now as 5th, excluding Tyler Crane doesn't necessarily give Guido the right to make it into the main, in my opinion. Obviously, we're trying to figure that out. Race Karlin on the horn with Michael Wheeler at the moment. And we will get official word on that in just a second. Anyway, what a wild night of racing here at the versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross.
Official word comes in. It looks like Fro will get the spot.
All right, official word there from race director tonight, Race Karlin. Dominic Tiberino will get the final transfer spot into tonight's main event, which... regardless of Guido being in 5th, I think it's fair because Fro was through that final corner and on his way to making it across the line, but was impeded by Tyler Crane, who cut the track here in this corner. You can see where O'Hagan just went, actually, kind of detailed where Crane cut the corner at. Let's see if O'Hagan may detail it to us again. He swings wide there, and then he cuts through that bale, looks like about there, cuts across to the inside and hits Fro about there. So thank you, Andrew O'Hagan. I don't know if you're listening to the stream, but top job on showing us where T. Crane just went on the track. Cool stuff. I'll actually give, if O'Hagan does end up stopping here in a moment, I'll give him a little stream time because I want to make sure that Prime Designs bike, O'Hagan makes these decals himself. So there's that Prime Designs bike. Cool stuff, O'Hagan. Thanks for showing us off. We got a question in chat also. Blazer Blaze 1964 asks, in AMA Supercross, if you do that, you would be out. So, I mean, this is like AMA, right? Yes and no. RF has a different gaming rulebook to the AMA rulebook that they use in real Supercross. You can check that out at racefactorygaming.com and then go to the events page, and we also have some stuff on there. I need to log into my cameras. There we go. But if you read up on the rulebook, you'll read that a track cut for a spot or for any reason really can be used as a bannable offense under the jurisdiction of the Race Factory Gaming sanctioning body, and I think that just fits the crime right there. I mean, it's understandable. It's a final transfer spot. It's the last corner, but you got to stay on the track. You can't cut the track. So, unfortunately, it worked out that way, but Tiberino will be through into the main event, and they're just going to swap him for I don't even remember.
Tyler Crane.
Tyler Crane, yeah. Thank you, Race, for jumping in. Let me go. I was having a brain fart. So 250 main coming up. We got the parade lap on track right now. We've got Andre Santos, Craig Richards, Phil Bull, Robert Wilson, Jesse Calloway, Colton Mitchell, Jack Fowler, Josh Betts, Chase DeSalle, Jack Roberts, Chase Blakely, Connor Linz, Gunnar Fugler, Quentin Deese, Derek Thorpe, Ethan Howell, your points leader and race winner from Atlanta, Tyler Schmidt, Will Whiteley, Jeremy Schiabro, Daniel Mills. Seeing if I missed anybody here. Noah Baker also in this, Robert Wilson, Jesse Calloway. I think most everybody I got. It is 250 main event time here in Daytona. We are so glad that you joined us tonight here on Start Your Systems for round 8 of the MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Racetech Suspension. It's the versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross and MX Simulator. Versus-pc.com. Check them out. As we've already mentioned a few times tonight, hosting the versus-pc.com Triple Crown, which round 1 will kick off in the 450 main event tonight at Daytona. Round 2 at Boston, aka Gillette Stadium and or Foxborough later in the year. And Las Vegas will be the final round of the Triple Crown. Winner of the Versus PC Triple Crown. Wins an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, Z170 motherboard and DDR4 RAM package, EKWB desktop cooling hardware upgrade, or an Intel i7 Skylake 6700K processor and Corsair H series combo. So huge thanks to versus-pc.com for jumping on board and helping out with the series. And of course, for helping out with sponsoring tonight's Daytona Supercross. We are just about set to go for the 250 main event here at Daytona, round 2 of the 250 East Championship in MX Simulator. Thank you guys for joining us on the stream tonight.
250 East Supercross main at Daytona coming up.
You heard it from the man himself. Official call for the restart from Race Karlin, race director for the evening tonight. It is round 2 for these guys. Let's take a look. I want to see Tyler Schmidt because he got the whole shot last week. He's way on the other side of our screen, but on the inside of the gate. Who's going to win the main event? 250 East action. We are underway in Daytona. And it is another good jump for the 94 of Schmidt. He actually does not get the whole shot. The 24 of Schiabro comes through and nabs it away from his teammate. It looks like Daniel Mills also in the mix. Schiabro leads away with Mills, Schmidt, Mitchell, and DeSalle in the top 5. Richards, Blakely, Dees, Fugler, Santos, Fowler, Betts. And there is Connor Linz, buried in about 13th place on the start. He's got some work cut out for him, especially with the points leader up front and his teammate perhaps being used as a block later in the main event. That could be useful for Tyler Schmidt, having his teammate run up front. Or perhaps Schiabro will want to run away and win this main event on his own. Still looking for his first career Race Factory Gaming main event win. This is going to be a barn burner, folks. Don't touch that dial, aka URL bar, because we have got some barn burner action coming up here. 15 laps to run, almost 1 in the books, and its teammates on the TBR Yamahas running out front. Jeremy Schiabro leads the way. Points leader Tyler Schmidt runs in the number 2 spot. And Colton Mitchell, last week's podium finisher, 3rd place, runs in 3rd. So Mitchell making a bid to get himself firmly locked as a championship contender. Can he go get Tyler Schmidt for that number 2 spot, perhaps, as we're on to lap number 2. Daniel Mills is in 4th with Fugler in 5th, Blakely in 6th, and Linz will end up crossing the line in 7th. So he's already made 6 passes from 13th to 7th. Let's see how far up he can get after his 2nd last week, fastest qualifier tonight, and dominating his heat race win. All eyes perhaps on the 31 machine. Premium Motorsports ride. So it looks like they're all kind of separating fairly evenly out up front. We got a good sized gap going from Mills to Fugler. That's 4th and 5th. Linz is up to 6th now. He made the move on Chase Blakely. We didn't see that, but he is now up to... Oh, he's gone down! He cases the triple after the wall, and there goes 1, 2, 3 riders now, at least 4 to the inside. 5, Adam Holm also gets by, so he's going to drop back to about 12th. 11th or 12th for Connor Linz. Phil Bull, Derek Thorpe, Wilson, Santos, Roberts all right behind him, so he cannot afford another fall-off crash as he goes to work on the number 81 of Adam Holm already. Oh, he almost loops his Larry. Gotta keep it simple. This is where we're worried about Connor Linz. This is his basically rookie year. I mean, it is his rookie year in the Supercross class. Raced only outdoors last year. His first Supercross ever in Race Factory Gaming competition was last weekend. What a move around the outside. Notches 2 spots there. Gets around DeSalle and Holm in one foul swoop. And he's got himself up and into the number 9 ride, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there he is on the top of your screen. So Linz 18 seconds behind our race leader, which is now the number 94 points leader, Tyler Schmidt. Can he go 2 for 2 to open the season? I think Colton Mitchell has something to say about that. Whoa. Oh my goodness, the 831 machine nearly having a disaster. Almost went over the bars. 250 main off and running here on your screen. You're watching the versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross live on Start Your Systems TV. 3 laps of 15 almost in the books. We're on lap 3 of 15. And Colton Mitchell on 831 is trying to run down race leader and points leader Tyler Schmidt. And boy, may he have a bid for the win tonight. All the talk of Connor Lynn's coming into the season, and could we see a rookie upset from Colton Mitchell? That would be quite the shock, although Mitchell himself has been putting in the laps. I'll tell you that much. He is a very quick rider. He blew me out of the water in quite a few off-season races over the off-season this past year. I can tell you this kid is fast, and he is going to give Tyler Schmidt everything he's got for the next 11 laps here. They are dropping Daniel Mills quickly. Daniel Mills up to third. D-Mills actually doing quite well here. He actually ended up in the top 6, I believe. I think he was 6th last week. So Daniel Mills really trying to make an effort to also assert himself as a championship contender. Gunnar Fugler had to come out of that last chance qualifier, but he's looking good in 4th. Craig Richards, also in the mix. Then Schiabro, he's gone down a couple times. He was leading. He is back into the number 7 ride, and there is Connor Lynn's in 8th. Let's take a look at the lap times. He's run a 1:14.7. I am assuming he's on a quicker one this time by, so let's stick on board with the Premium Motorsports ride. Triples in neatly there. He's actually in 7th, so I called it wrong. 7th, not 8th. Over the line, and a 1:12.6. That's better than the 13.5, 14.3, 14.5, 16.8, 15.9, and 13.8 that are ahead of him. So he's going faster than every rider on the track in front of him at least, and I'm sure every rider on the track with that lap time. Looks like, Tyler Schmidt has actually been able to drop the 2nd place rider Colton Mitchell just a wee bit, as Richards is trying to make a move on Fugler. I'm sure he knows that Connor Lynn's is catching him. Lynn's has also made the move on Schiabro, who continues to go a little bit backwards. And Chase Blakely is in 8th. DeSalle running in 9th for his first ride on that Verb Moto team. Doing well so far. Andre Santos in the number 10 spot. Then Phil Bull, he's in 11th. Jack Fowler is 12th. Adam Holm in 13th. He's under attack from Derek Thorpe, who's in 14th. Noah Baker, after winning that last chance qualifier, holding down 15th. Will Whiteley is 16th. Josh Betts is 17th. Quentin Deese 18th. Jack Roberts in the number 19 spot. Robert Wilson in 20th. Ethan Howe right behind him in 21st. And Jesse Callaway is off the track in 22nd. Looks like he's doing a nice job of letting the leaders go through. Excuse me. Here are said leaders. Tyler Schmidt continues to lead, but he's got Colton Mitchell closing in on him. Let's actually go on board with day 31 of Mitchell. Oh, front end drag. Mitchell losing a little bit of time there. He did a 12.9 last time by to a 13.2 of Schmidt. So he was gaining, but he just lost just about all the time, maybe some, back. And now he's off the track. Got to safely rejoin. He's making all kinds of mistakes. Likely missed a timing gate that could come back to haunt him later. So Mitchell trying to keep touch with Tyler Schmidt, who's just riding his own race out front right now. Daniel Mills, he's down in 3rd. He's going to lose that spot to Fugler, and Linz goes through, so Linz is up to 4th. And Richards also sneaks by. He's into the number 5 ride now. Who is in charge of Verb Moto? I'm pretty sure he watches our streams every week, but I believe it is James Webb who runs the Verb Moto team. We've been over this before, that myself, not affiliated with the Verb Moto team. I work at verbmoto.com, but that does not necessarily mean that I am on the same team as those guys. They have a separate sponsorship that they obtained through Chase Donovan, I believe. And Connor Lynn's is going to work on Gunnar Fugler for that 3rd spot. Here he is. Is he going to get to the inside? Nope. Thinks better of it. Looks like Fugler may have gotten a little out of shape. Oh, and now he's really out of shape. He goes down, so Linz has to straight air the triple, wisely so. Stays on the track. Looks like he is about, give or take, let's see real intervals, 2.5. He's about 9 seconds right now behind Colt Mitchell in second. And he's only 11 off of our leader. We're halfway through this main event. Tyler Schmidt has got to be on his A game at the moment, because Connor Linz is coming. Let's take a look and see what kind of lines Connor may be running. I think he's doing the triple on-off through here. Let's see. Yep, pops up there. On-off, down. Hops into the corner. He also hits the middle right here and doubles, so that's a little bit smoother. He's riding strong. He is pushing the limit, though. So could that bite him in the butt later? We're not too sure. It did early. Oh, he's into the 138 of Ethan Howell, and he's down. Howell looks like he got up from a crash there. I'm not sure if he was sideways in the middle of the track or if he actually rode that way. But unfortunate for Linz, he lost some time. And now Richards within breathing distance again, just a bit. Sorry for anybody that may have just dropped stream. So I don't know what that's all about. I'm all good on my end. Sorry about that, though. So Schmidt still leads, but Colt Mitchell is trying to keep him honest here. We'll do our race tech suspension top 10 rundown right now, as I'm on the topic of it. We're halfway through the main event. It is the number 94 points leader, TBR ride of Tyler Schmidt leading this thing. Then Verb Moto's Colton Mitchell on the 831 ride sits in second. Connor Linz, second place last week, fastest qualifier this week, and dominated his heat race. Premium Motorsports number 31 sits in the number 3 spot. Then Craig Richards going privateer this year. The Aussie is in fourth, the number 65 ride. Then Gunnar Fugler on the Motorcycle Superstore team. He is running in fifth right now. Number 641, Schiabro after the early lead, the whole shot in early lead on TBR. Number 24 is in sixth. Then Chase Blakely on the Blakely powder coating ride. Number 76 is in seventh. Got a fifth last week, so he's in about the same spot as he was last week, trying to get into the top 5. Andre Santos running in the number 8 spot on the EMC Concept Graph TM bike. Looking ever so flashy. Daniel Mills dropped back to 9th. He was in 3rd earlier, had a few crashes. Riding for the Double Aaron Motorsports team. And Jack Fowler's actually going to get by him, so D-Mills back to 10th. Jack Fowler up to 9th for Mad Cape on the 57 ride, and that has been your Race Tech Top 10 rundown here at the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by Versus BC. We missed the battle for the lead, dang it. So Colton Mitchell has taken over the lead from Tyler Schmidt, who's back to second. I was just taking a look at where Connor Linz is, and he's in 5th. Oh, he almost landed on the 64 Wilson there. That could have been even worse. He's off the side of the track, though. Okay, safely re-enters. He's back into 5th behind Fugler. I mentioned that this may be his problem. He's really pushing the envelope, trying to catch those guys, but he's lost a lot of time from those crashes that he just had. And to the inside of Fugler, perhaps here. Fugler's going to hold it on around the outside and keep the spot right now. That's a good line, actually, by Fugler, recognizing that Linz was on his inside and charging around the outside, which led him to the inside in the next corner. Smart racing by Gunnar Fugler right now. But Linz is charging. Let's see, doesn't tempt the inside just yet. Battle for 5th place on your screen right now. Oh, Fugler, another mistake. These guys were battling for 3rd earlier. So Linz moves up a spot, almost cross-ruts there, but a good save. Richard Schmidt, that's actually for 4th, I apologize. So Mitchell is still leading. Can Tyler Schmidt run him down? Let's take a look at the lap times. A 13.8 for Schmidt last time by. He's 2.4 seconds behind. A 17.1 for Colton Mitchell. Not sure if he had a maybe a tip over or he got involved with a lap or something. Or maybe just the pressure's getting to him as he cuts the bails there. That's going to be some cuts later. Mitchell is trying to win his first career Race Factory Gaming main event. Tyler Schmidt, meanwhile, going for his 3rd career main event win and only trying to further his points lead in this series. As they run right now, Schmidt would actually still have the points lead going into the next round, which I believe is in Toronto next week. So Schmidt is comfortable here if he wants. He would still have the points lead. Oh, Mitchell! Mitchell makes a mistake. He stands it up in the corner, and now we got a battle for the lead on our hands. I forgot to take shots on the dualies in the LCQ, but I'll do that after this main event. Oh, Schmidt, a mistake. He cuts the track. Let's see what he does here. He didn't gain a position, but he did gain a little time. Looks like he's actually allowed Mitchell to slow. He slowed down and let Mitchell catch right back up, so they're right where they were. If anything, it's just going to hurt Schmidt later on in cuts, and he only almost cross-ruts there. Let's actually take a look. I don't know if I want to go on board because this battle on screen is epic right now. Oh my goodness, Mitchell's giving him everything he's got. Let's see if he tries anything different. Nope, just following in. They go double, quad, double through this rhythm. And then they both tuck to the inside, unlike Lynn's not doubling this. Oh, Colton Mitchell trying to catch him. They both kind of stay tight on the wall. And both use the inside to their advantage in this corner as well. Schmidt actually used the inside-ish rut there and then popped up, so that maybe to his advantage. He's just trying to block the lines as best as he can. Here's Mitchell through the whoops. Does he get to the inside? He's charging. Locks it down. Nice block pass. He takes the spot for now. Schmidt was trying to charge back, but it's the 831 and Mitchell to the lead. More dualies on screen, so I'm going to have to take 2 shots now. Good Lord, these guys are trying to get me drunk, but the racing's just that good. Oh, my goodness. Mitchell, clean as can be, passes Schmidt back for the lead. And they have got not a very big lead, actually, on Craig Richards, who's lurking there in 3rd. They've got a massive lead on Fugler, though, in 4th, and Linz has dropped back behind him again, so Linz starting to come a little bit undone here as Schmidt stands it up in the corner. Losing a little bit of time. I don't know. Will Schmidt push the envelope here? Because if he loses 3rd, Richards is lurking there. He could lose and go back to 3rd, and then him and Mitchell would be tied on points if Mitchell is to go on to win this race. So I don't know how hard Schmidt wants to push the envelope. Obviously, he's not setting the same pace as Mitchell, as since the pass for the lead has occurred, Mitchell's actually pulled out a little bit. Oh my goodness, Colton Mitchell blowing my mind right now. This kid is so young. I believe he's only 14 years old. Just finally broke the age limit to race in Race Factory Gaming. Been flying all off season. Told he has to race the 250 class before he can move up to pro because he is a rookie, which is the rule book. That's how it stands in the Race Factory Gaming rule book, even though he killed it on a 450. But I think he ended up making the right move and settling down and not worrying about the 450 and jumping on that 250 and learning how to ride it quickly, because the kid's a ripper. I love watching him ride. And actually, I made a mistake. He is only 13. I knew he had just broke the Race Factory Gaming limit, which is 13 years old. You have to be 13 years old to compete in Race Factory Gaming competition. That's just to keep the maturity level at a little bit higher standard, instead of just 10-year-olds screaming obscenities. But Mitchell, my oh my, if he goes on to win this race, he'll have shocked us all. Connor Lynn's heavy title favorite entering this series has yet to pick up a win. Doesn't look like he's going to do it tonight. And instead, the other rookie, the other fast rookie in this class, Colton Mitchell, is trying to hold on as points leader Tyler Schmidt closes right in. This is actually tightening up. White flag in the air this time by. Does Mitchell have one more lap in him? Let's find out as they work their way through the finish and through the rollers. Schmidt is keeping it awfully close. We got riders down the wall. Mitchell's into him and he's down. Schmidt back into the lead. Oh, what a bummer. Huge bummer for Mitchell as he swings around the wall and he keeps it in 2nd for now. He's going to need Schmidt to crash. Oh, that's a heartbreak. Schmidt's off the track. It actually ended up working in his favor as Whiteley's in the mix. Got to be careful here. Team tactics. We don't want Whiteley to get involved and help Colton Mitchell. So Schmidt could be on his way to 2 straight wins to start the year. Really just an unfortunate situation because Mitchell had nowhere to go. He doubled to the inside and that's where everybody was down, and Schmidt was fortunate enough to jump outside and just swung right around it all. And oh man, Mitchell is pushing, but I think he's going to fall just short. Tyler Schmidt has to keep it clean here. Just a couple more corners. This corner, ease it down, little tap on off. Oh, he's close. Wow, what a race we've had tonight in Daytona. But your points leader, your winner from Atlanta, he will stay perfect. 2 for 2 to start the season. Tyler Schmidt wins the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by Versus PC. And Mitchell's gone down. Oh, he went down again. So Richards ends up crossing the line in second. And Mitchell is going to have to settle for third. He led right to the last lap there. And he'll end up on the podium in third. Connor Linz charged back by Fugler. He'll end up in fourth, and Fugler, solid ride, in fifth. Oh, man. Bummer. I mean, that's not the lappers' fault at all. They were just caught up in an awkward situation there, and Mitchell jumped to the inside of the track. Obviously, we don't have flaggers to really tell these guys where to go, so sometimes spotters have to help. And it did not work out in Mitchell's favor there. Schiabro's 6th, Santos in 7th. Daniel Mills ends up 8th. Blakely 9th. And Fowler in 10th. There's Quentin Deese. And actually he gets passed by Phil Bull. This is a battle of the line for 11th. Does Deese get physical? Not yet. Does he jump across? Nope. Bull ends up 11th. Deese 12th. Noah Baker 13th. Whiteley, Thorpe, Roberts, DeSalle, Holm, Betts, Wilson, Callaway, and Howell. That's how they finished. Let's see. Looks like Holm actually got by DeSalle on cuts. And then everybody else stayed the same. So Tyler Schmidt, 2 for 2 on the East Coast. And will actually extend his points lead. And he's got a 40. He's got a 10-point lead on both Connor Linz and Colton Mitchell, who are tied on 40 points. That's where the 40 comes from. So perfect 50 for Schmidt after 2 rounds, 2 wins. And Mitchell and Linz tied for second on 40 points. That's the points as they run in the 250 class, 250 East. Wow, that was some race. I'm so glad you guys could join us. I know Race Karlin didn't make too many comments, but I think he's about set to go for the 450 main. We're just getting things set up. I saw them talking back and forth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first round of the versus-pc.com Triple Crown is upon us here in Daytona. The opening round for the Triple Crown, that is. Daytona, Boston, and Las Vegas, the Triple Crown. We already mentioned the Versus PC Triple Crown a few times. Tonight, in tonight's main event, going for the first round of the Triple Crown, it'll be Luke Heberlein, James Armstrong, Race Karlin, Spencer Turley, Kyle Robb, Jeremy Shipley, Tyson Fresquez, Brady Stanley, Jack Haley, Rush Chapman, Zach Dupuis, Brock Pappy, Dade Honeywell, Hunter Root, Jeremy Smith, Tony Spinelli, Andrew Hagan, Dennis Fjellberg, Matt Burkeen, Craig Leak, Ryan Mahan. That is the runners. Okay, I did see Hunter Root. I just wanted to make sure of that. Who were we waiting on exactly? The 6. Zach Dupuis was taking a little while to load in. Let's see if is he in? Let's see. Okay, Zach is in. And we've taken you through the lineup for tonight's race. It is the warm-up lap versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross, the first round of the Triple Crown coming up. Shout out to Tyler Schmidt for that win. They're in chat right now. Joining us in chat, MX Prodigy 17, Tyler Schmidt talking to you guys. We also have Connor Linz 357 in chat, hanging out and talking to you guys. Cool to see you guys jumping in here, hanging out with the fans after the race. And I think we're in for a equally as exciting 450 main event tonight. This could get really good, folks. Hunter Root comes into tonight with I believe an 18-point lead. It's either 18 to 13 on that man, Tyson Fresquez. And Fresquez himself has 7 points on the number 8 of Matt Burkeen. Still haven't seen Alexis Leclerc around since round 5 at Glendale. So unfortunately, we haven't seen Leclerc around too much. He was in the running for this championship, and now missing 3 rounds is really going to hurt any chance he had. 250s are not a part of the Triple Crown. We had that question in chat. Only the 450 class is part of the versus-pc.com Triple Crown. The 250 champions will each get a $125 versus-pc.com gift card. And the 450 champions will get a $250 versus-pc.com gift card. The prizes for the Triple Crown, which will be handed out after Las Vegas Supercross when the Triple Crown winner is announced. If the rider wins the Triple Crown, they get an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, a Z170 motherboard and DDR4 RAM package, EKWB desktop cooling hardware upgrade, or an Intel i7 Skylake 6700K processor and Corsair H-Series combo. So about a $500 value worth of prizing on the line for this Triple Crown. I know these guys are stoked. This is going to be a great main event at Daytona. All right, Race Karlin, race director for the evening, gives the call for the restart. Kellen Brauer here in booth, calling the action for tonight's versus-pc.com Daytona Supercross 450 main event. I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready. Let's go racing. It's the Daytona Supercross. A good start out of the middle. Root gets put on the ground by Turley. I believe that was that clipped him, and Fresquez comes out with the whole shot. Oh man, Tyson Fresquez leads the way from Kyle Robb and Zach Dupuis. Jeremy Smith also up front. Matt Burkeen on the 8. Oh, Zach Dupuis gone down. He cased a triple. Ruins a good start. And Fresquez already being challenged by Robb. Wow, this is exciting action right off the start. Hunter Root. We'll have to check in with our defending champion and see how far back he could be buried. There's a lot of crashing early on, but it's the two men in the championship hunt contending with him that are leading this thing right now. Fresquez followed by Burkeen. We got Jack Haley running in the number 3 spot, followed by Dade Honeywell. He comes through in 4th. Kyle Robb is in 5th. O'Hagan, Turley, Shipley, Dupuis got up. He's still in the top 10. Jeremy Smith just gets passed there by Hunter Root as Race Karlin trying to get in the mix. Root is in the top 10 already, so he's in 10th right behind the number 6 ride of Zach Dupuis there. And O'Hagan's gone down. He takes, Dupuis and Root with him. There's all sorts of scattering as riders flock around. I see Heberlein, there's Stanley, Spinelli, Mahan going through. Root's going to get up and damn near last. The only person even more last is Fjellberg at this point. But Root, he's in, he gets whipped on hardcore by Dupuis there, who had a good start, and then takes Root down. Yep, Root is, there he goes. Oh, he almost saved it. But, Root is going to be in 20th with that pass right there. Fjellberg up into 19th. A couple guys rolling the finish. We're going to go back up front as it is Fresquez and Burkeen leading the way. And Root is buried. This is a huge, huge change in the championship. Root, top of your screen, dead last. Right behind Andrew O'Hagan. Actually just makes a move as Mahan is going backwards. Looks like he may have gone down. And Burkeen already starting to lose touch with the 21 of Fresquez. Jack Haley putting in a great ride tonight early on in the heat race. That FamMX Race Tech ride, unfortunately, they updated their dynos. I don't have them yet. Kyle Robb sits in the number 4 spot. Then Shipley, your fastest qualifier on the night. He is in the number 5 spot with pressure from Spencer Turley. So Turley also up in the mix, just actually got his pro license reinstated, was actually taken away from him after an altercation on track. But he just got it reinstated for this Daytona Supercross. Meanwhile, Honeywell and Leak back here battling it out. Heberlein and Stanley all in a good little battle right here on your screen. Heberlein trying to get around Craig Leak. It's a split fire sandwich actually right now for Craig Leak as he's got Honeywell right in front of him. This is 8, 9, 10, and 11 on your screen with Stanley bringing up the rear. Leak with a big mistake. He's actually going to go backwards into that number 11 spot. as Spinelli is behind them in 12th. So now it's Honeywell, excuse me, and Heberlein that are up there. Chapman back up here with Turley. Shipley trying to work forward. Fresquez has gone down. Fresquez blew the lead. He is back into the number 4 ride by the looks of it. And there goes Kyle Robb, so he hands third right back to Fresquez. Haley now second. Matt Burkeen is in the race lead. I believe he's only about 25 points behind Hunter Root, so he will not take a stab at battling for the points lead tonight. But he's going to make up some big points if he can win this main with Hunter Root not making substantial ground. We saw this at Dallas where Burkeen got away early and led damn near the whole main event. Won and ended up only 11 points back in the championship going into the next race. And Root could only manage a 16th in that race. Fortunately for Root, he's already up to 14th, so he's making good progress. But we'll have to see how it unfolds. Meanwhile, Jack Haley, solid ride right now in second. He could contend for the win tonight. We got to keep an eye on him as Fresquez is back into third, as we said. Shipley, fastest qualifier in fourth. Let's see what he has to put together. Spencer Turley runs in fifth. Chapman, Heberlein, Robb is eighth. Spinelli now ninth, and Leak into the top 10 again. Honeywell down in 11th. Stanley back to 12th. There's Armstrong in 13th. Race Karlin is actually in the 14th spot. And Fjellberg is 15th, so O'Hagan's 16th, Dupuis 17th. Now Root comes by. He's in 18th spot, and he's got Mahan right behind him. So Mahan is 4th in the championship. Not having a good night whatsoever for either of these guys. Let's actually go on board with Mahan. There he is in the 19th spot. Did a 1:10.5 last time by. And Root making a little mistake right in front of him, but able to keep that Team Volcom machine underneath of him. Oh, Mahan into the bales. Ooh, good save, good save. Could have gone bad quickly there. I forgot I needed to take my 2 shots earlier, 2 dualies that we saw. There's one. Oh, shot. There's 2. And it looks like Karlin has gone backwards, and O'Hagan was just stuck on the wall. So Jeremy Smith, unfortunately, besides Brock Pappy, who has missed timing gates clearly because he's not picking up time, he needs to realize that he missed the track somewhere over here in this section, which is by the Supercross triple right there. There's a Supercross triple with the crappy looking Daytona logos. He needs to go back and hit that timing gate. Let's go back up front because we're probably missing something. Matt Burkeen is actually in that section. This is the section that Pappy must have missed a timing gate. Burkeen leading the way. Jack Haley second, then Fresquez third, and Shipley in the 4th spot. So can Jeremy Shipley find his way up and battle with these guys? He was your fastest qualifier. He knows how to go quick on this track. We made mention to it last week that he has not won a Supercross race since 2012, but this year he looks more in shape, if you will, than ever to win this thing. His riding has been on point all season long. He's 5th in the championship. Essentially a privateer on that Disneyland racing team. And he is trying to get up there and battle with Tyson Fresquez. Jack Haley, who's gone down actually. Jack Haley's going to lose the number 2 ride. Fresquez goes through back into 2nd. Haley's back to 3rd, and there's Shipley in 4th. People asking in chat, what did I have a shot of? Bacardi. Not really going to feel that good later, I'll tell you that much. So we made mention to it earlier in the broadcast, but we should mention it again. Matt Burkeen is last year's outdoor national champion and did not race. Well, he did in the 450 class, actually raced the Daytona Supercross last year. He's lapping Jeremy Smith, who's in 20th. It's really actually, I should point out how unfortunate it is that Jeremy Smith got hurt in real life. The broken wrist has really handicapped him in sim. Only being able to play with one hand on a joystick. Doing a great job, still able to make the main events tonight. But just imagine if Jeremy Smith was also in this titanic battle that we have going on between Mahan and Shipley and Burkeen and Fresquez and Root and all these guys, as Fresquez is really starting to tear into Burkeen's lead. He just did a 1:08.9. He's ripping right now. Fastest lap of the race has been reset on lap 8 by Tyson Fresquez. He is all over the number 8 of Matt Burkeen. Right on, K. Riley in chat letting me know he's the one that originated the shots for Dooley's idea. Man, Fresquez is pushing hard. Under a second is the gap as they go over the wall. Look at him, he even kind of scrubs the wall jump. Burkeen comes up short. Fresquez by into the lead. There he goes. And Burkeen actually did not go down. Fortunately, I thought maybe he's off the bike, but he just tipped over. So he's back to second. Fresquez is in the race lead once again. Jack Haley sits third. These guys are all close. Keep an eye on the top of your screen. The running order. I believe Root has moved up inside of the top 15 at least now. So these guys, these top 4, any one of them, I think, can win this race tonight. Burkeen makes a mistake. Here comes Jack Haley. Let's see if he gets around the outside of him. Burkeen lays it over in his face, and then they get stuck behind Spinelli, who's going a lap down. Spinelli just trying to stay out of the way. And now they go over the wall, and Shipley has been able to close right up in on this battle. Oh, Haley just barely clipped the end of the triple and went over the bars. He should still get up in front of Rush Chapman, though. Yeah, he will. He's going to be in 4th. I apologize. You can kind of hear I'm losing my voice a bit. It's been an absolutely incredible night of racing. That's Fresquez. Oh, Burkeen's gone down. Burkeen is down out of the second spot, and you just saw at the bottom of your screen flash by. Shipley has gone through into the number 2 ride. Burkeen has 1,000 miles to Rush Chapman. As across the top of your screen, Hunter Root just flashed by in 11th spot. So Root making a good charge. We're not even halfway through the main event yet. And Burkeen goes from the lead to 3rd quite quickly as Fresquez continues to lead the race. On to lap number 10. After this lap is over, we will be halfway through the main event. Shipley up to 2nd. Let's see what kind of lap times Jay Ship is running. Only a 1:10.9 to a 1:10.3 by Fresquez. So Shipley actually going slower than the 2-time champion out front. Shipley, a 3-time, if I'm not mistaken, main event winner from 2012. Trying to find the top step once again here in Daytona. Can he catch the man who was once regarded as the fastest rider in this game, Tyson Fresquez, from the span of the first day, really, of 2012 until really midway through 2013, like late 2013 Nationals. Tyson Fresquez was the guy. He's untouchable, won 10 races in a season in 2013 in Supercross, dominated that championship. Led a fair bit of the season outdoors too, and then kind of fell apart at the end in 2013. That title was eventually won by the man scrolling across the top of your screen in 13th place, Zach Dupuis. But for basically a good 1.5 year span, Tyson Fresquez was untouchable in this game. So can Shipley run down the ever-daunting 21 machine of Tyson Fresquez? Burkeen coasting around in 3rd, pretty much all alone now. 10 seconds back of those guys, but 15 seconds in front of this man, Rush Chapman, who himself has 12 seconds on Kyle Robb now. Dade Honeywell, his teammate behind him there in the mix. That is 5th and 6th, and Armstrong is in 7th. Good ride for the Canadian on that Mad Cape team. Unfortunate for Jack Haley out of Delhi, India, back to 8th so far. Not having the easiest go of it after starting up front and battling with those guys. Luke Heberlein is in 9th. Here's your points leader, the number 1 machine, defending champion of Hunter Root. Terrible start. Had a couple issues, got together with Zach Dupuis by the end of the first lap, and he is in 10th. How many points can he pick up? Any point in this championship for him is crucial. Question in chat is, where has Byron Downen been all year? Downen is kind of a mystery sometimes. I don't really know what he's going to do. I know he's started going to college and been kind of busy with college lately. I don't say that's an excuse though. I've been in college for 5 years now, and I still been able to make pretty much every RF race that I've wanted to. James Armstrong is coming back from off the track, and Hunter Root is just going to get by him, especially when Armstrong gets a really bad case on that triple there. Teammate battle here for 5th, Kyle Robb and Dade Honeywell. Of course, Honeywell jumping up to the 450s full time. Oh, Robb! A little mistake, he almost went down and got into his teammate, but Honeywell gets that spot, so he's now into the top 5. Jeremy Smith is weaving back and forth across the racetrack. Just trying to get out of the leader's way again. I think this is the second time he's being put a lap down, or maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. This is the first time he may be being put a lap down by these particular riders. And Russ Chapman, very solid 3rd place for the Hilton co-rider, although he's going to go down here. Or, you know, front flipping right out of it. YOLO. Nice job on the save. Russ Chapman knew that landing on the front wheel would cause him not to crash. Ends up jamming on the brakes and leaning forward hard. Gets the front flip out of it and keeps on his merry way. Matt Burkeen running in 3rd. And then Shipley is in 2nd. And Tyson Fresca is leading. A lot of people giving me hell for my, well, he's in college. It looks unprofessional when you say that he shouldn't be focusing on college. Well, to be honest, I know Byron for a fact can make some of these races at least, and he elects not to race them. So that's what my point was there, is that as you've known, he's been in the broadcast booth a few times. I love having him in the booth. I'd prefer to see him on the racetrack. I think he brings another level of talent to the racetrack. But that's his own choice. If he chooses not to race, I can't hold it to him. Oh, Shipley's gone down. No, he's going to get passed by Burkeen. It looked like Shipley was actually making a little bit of progress on Fresquez's lead. And so Burkeen is going to be able to get by into 2nd. We're working lap 14 right now. This race is moving right along. We're just 10 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour Pacific time. If we're going by Daytona time, it'd be 11:10. Tyson Fresquez is looking to get his 2nd race win of the season after winning the main event in Phoenix. And he is now on to lap 15 of 20, so we're about 3/4 of the way through the main event. I will do a quick Race Tech top 10 rundown for my buddy Chris Riesenberg, who cannot join us tonight. Tyson Fresquez, Team Volcom, number 21, 2-time Supercross champion, leads the race. Matt Burkeen on the Taggart Designs number 8 machine has moved up to 2nd after Jeremy Shipley hit the ground a lap ago on the Disneyland Racing machine, number 39. He is in 3rd. Russ Chapman, Hilton co-ride, number 73, a great ride. And what I believe is a rookie debut for Rush Chapman in the 450 class. Had to go through the LCQ tonight, did Rush, but doing well with it so far, up in 4th. Splitfire's own Dade Honeywell running in the top 5 right now, number 17, and then his teammate on the Splitfire ride, number 23, Kyle Robb, is in 6th. Team Volcom's Hunter Root, defending champion and current points leader, is moved up into 7th, so he's trying to get Kyle Robb for 6th. Let's see what he can do when we go back to him in a moment. James Armstrong, he is in 8th, the quick Canadian for Mad Cape, number 733. Jack Haley out of Delhi, India on the FamiMX Race Tech entry. Number 32, he's back to 9th so far. He was up in 3rd. And then rounding out the top 10, is number 3 split fire machine of Dennis Fjellberg. So Fjellberg, unlike last week at Atlanta, Fjellberg went on basically a rage fest and did not get any higher than 20th. So had a horrible start tonight, did Dennis. He was in dead last at one point, able to get up to 10th. As we go back to this battle, Kyle Robb getting a little out of shape in the whoops. Hunter Root is trying to run him down. That's just more points for Root if he can get there. Kyle Robb is sitting on 15 points for a 6th place. Root on 14 points. I believe the championship lead, if I'm not mistaken, for Hunter Root over his teammate Tyson Fresquez was 18 points. Apologize for my brain fart. 18 points. So as they run right now, Hunter Root would pick up 14 points, and his teammate would pick up 25, cutting that gap down to just 7 points. That's all ifs, though. I think Hunter Root may get higher than that. And I also am not 100% sold that these guys won't catch Fresquez, as Shipley is now moved back into the number 2 ride. So it's all contingent on what happens if they sit in the same order. That would be the point spread after tonight's main event. I don't know where Chris is tonight, to be honest with you, Blazer Blaze. Question in chat, where is Chris Riesenberg, my normal co-host? I know he put in a ton of time on the track this week. Maybe he just wanted to spend time with his family. It's totally understandable. We got a roaring battle for second still going on, though. Burkeen did cough up the spot to Shipley, but he's still within breathing distance there. It looks like he's got the 37 machine of Ryan Mahan right behind him. I think Mahan just trying to tag onto the back of him and see how many he can pick off when Burkeen laps these guys. I'm not sure where Mahan is per se in the running order. Let's go backwards. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 13th, Ryan Mahan. Right behind Matt Burkeen there. What graphics card do I use is the question. And the answer to that is an NVIDIA GeForce 660 Ti. I will be getting a 770 Ti next month. Or this month. Yeah, it's March now, sorry. And for those of you that are like, no, upgrade higher, blah, 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 spend more money. I'm not spending a dime to get that 770 Ti. Oh, Fresquez has gone down. He goes over the bars. And here we go. Can Jeremy Shipley take the lead? And he does. Into the lead does the number 39 machine of Shipley go. Can he win his very first main event since 2012? He's got it sitting right in front of him now. And he's the fastest rider on the track. So can he pull away from Fresquez, or will the 21 machine reel him back in? All right, 2 laps to go this time by as we click on to lap number 19. Fresquez over the line, ended up doing a 16.8 with a fall-off crash. That is insane. All right, he's only a second behind Shipley, and we're on board with the Team Volcom rider. Could really use this race win to help his championship standings. He'd lose out on 3 crucial points here if he doesn't get Jeremy Shipley for the lead and the win. But Shipley's going to do everything in his power to keep Fresquez behind him. This is going to be a great race. These two fought tooth and nail in 2012 quite often. So this is not unfamiliar territory for either one of these riders. They know how each one race. Oh my goodness, Fresquez riding so smooth, getting to the inside after that triple, but Shipley seems like he's able to just pull away just a bit here and there. Look at how hard Fresquez is charging in and out of these corners though. On the Dragon's back, triples down, second gear down to first through the whoops, just ripping. But Shipley just as quick. We're coming down to the white flag over the Daytona triple. 1 lap to go at the Daytona Supercross. Brought to you by versus-pc.com. Your race leader is the 39 of Jeremy Shipley. Can he hang on and win tonight's main event? We're about to find out. We're about a minute away from knowing the answer to that question. Oh, as he makes a little bobble there, Fresquez may be able to close up just a bit more. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a close one. They have dropped Matt Burkeen, so I think they can push the limits. Fresquez off the track. I don't know if he gained any time there, but he may have missed a timing gate. He's still right on the heels of Shipley, although he makes another mistake and a little swap there, so he's losing precious seconds. It could come down to cuts even. I don't know if Shipley has had cuts yet. I haven't had the opportunity to see him on every lap. So we'll have to see, but Jeremy Shipley is pushing. Fresquez off the track again. Shipley maybe can cruise this one home, not too much, but he knows that Fresquez has made a couple mistakes. Through the whoops one more time. He's clean into the corner. Let's see if he nails this triple out. Gets it fine. Over the Supercross triple, just no style, but Fresquez is pushing hard. Oh, he's down. Fresquez has gone down. He comes up short on the triple. That's going to be plenty. Jeremy Shipley, fastest qualifier, and stunts everybody as he wins the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by versus-pc.com. What a ride Jeremy Shipley puts on. Oh, I love it. Good to see him back on top of the podium once again after so long. Fresquez ends up in the 2 spot. Burkeen third, only 2 seconds back. Russ Chapman looks like he's got 4th on lockdown as Honeywell's trying to avoid Zach Dupuis. These two have history. Not a lot of love lost between Zach Dupuis and Dade Honeywell. They don't like each other whatsoever. Honeywell kind of brought it on himself a little bit, to be said, but I don't think Dupuis going to let him go here. He's actually trying to pull away from him. He just passed Andrew O'Hagan. Final corners here. Dupuis holding off Honeywell. Root's going to fall short with a 6th. And Honeywell ends up in 5th. Root 6th. Armstrong 7th. Kyle Robb, he's going to end up in the number 8 spot. And we've got Jack Haley on the ground, but he's not going to get past. So Haley, the FamX Race Tech rider, will get a 9th. And Fjellberg charges his way back up to get a top 10 on his debut ride for Splitfire. Heberlein was 11th. Mahan 12th. Stanley 13th. Zach Dupuis in 14th, Andrew O'Hagan 15th, Tony Spinelli 16th, Craig Leake 17th, but he's disconnected. Spencer Turley. All right, we can see cuts now. I don't think there's cuts there. No cuts. No problem. And it's official. Jeremy Shipley, your race winner of the Daytona Supercross, brought to you by versus-pc.com. Unofficially, Tyson Fresquez takes 22 points, while Hunter Root takes 15 points. Closes the gap 7 more points down, so the gap is now 11 points between Hunter Root, your points leader, and Tyson Fresquez. Whew, what a night of racing. Go back here and finish off the running order. Spinelli, Leake, Turley, Karlin, Smith, and Pappy were the runners. Whew, what a race. Daytona Supercross versus-pc.com. Check them out. Shipley ends up winning the opening round of the versus-pc.com Triple Crown. Round 2 will be in Boston, round 3 in Vegas. I guess that's going to do it for us here tonight on Star Air Systems TV. We really thank you for joining us tonight. A huge shout out to Race Karlin jumping in for Michael Wheeler and hosting the race and making the main event, getting a 19th out of it in the 450 class. And, of course, thanks to all of our sponsors that put this show together, the MotoOption Supercross Series presented by Race Tech Suspension, Tagger Designs, FamMX, Versus PC. Just a huge help from everyone. Moto Go-Go with the amateur streams on Sunday. Be sure to check those out. And, yeah, for Kellen Brauer here on Star Systems TV, I think we're going to sign off for the night. Thanks for joining us. Round number 8, technically, of the 2016 MotoOption Supercross Series, presented by Race Tech, is in the books, folks.
User left your channel.